No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
They have rights. They have rights. So fucking what, man? ¿Dónde va mi amor? ¿Dónde va? ¿Dónde va? ¿Por qué la migra? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué la migra? ¿Por qué? ¿Dónde va mi amor? ¿Dónde va mi amor? ¿Dónde va mi amor? ¿Dónde va mi amor? ¿Por qué la migra? ¿Por qué la migra? Good evening. Hope you guys are having a great day. It almost sounded like they said La Migra.
us white men rule now. I thought it was about the cost of eggs being too high. I thought it was about the economy, right? That's why you voted in the way that you did, because of economic stability. But see, the thing is, and this is historical fact, since this nation's conception, the people who have occupied positions of power by design have been rich, affluent white men. And one way that they were able to maintain their power is by convincing non-rich, non-affluent white people that their enemy was black and brown people, by convincing poor people that their enemy was other poor people, and by convincing minorities that their enemy and their competition was other minorities. Because in doing this, you cause people to look left and right and fight each other on the basis of left and right than really being able to see up and down. Seeing that there is a class issue, a wealth issue, and a wealth gap that allows for one demographic of people to succeed. Historically, this is historical fact. This is not partisan, this is true. Historically, one demographic of people have had access to success, one. That was ingrained in the way in which this system we call America functions historically. For centuries, one demographic of people had access to success. And now we're trying to undo that and make it so that there is equity and justice and equal opportunity. And when you try and bring about equity, the oppressor then feels oppressed. So when people say they voted for the economy or they voted for gas and egg prices, but I get comments like this, and people who voted on the basis of this, it becomes difficult to believe your rhetoric, right? It becomes difficult to believe that you only voted for the economy when I get comments in my comment section like this. You see what I'm saying? When people don't know history and don't know that you have been convinced that your enemy is your neighbor. You've been convinced to look left and right and not up and down. You've been convinced to turn a blind eye to the oligarchy that exists in this nation, to the way in which the 1%, the top 1%, are able to make decisions that impact the rest of us, all 99% of us. But us white men rule now is what you choose to comment in my comment section, because you must not know history when it comes to this country. And let's be very clear about this. Affluent white men, remember that, because affluent, rich, wealthy white men did not show favor to those who were of low socioeconomic standing, even if they were white. You were not favored. After a while, when affirmative action was for white people, the government implemented that to ensure that poor white people could have an advantage over poor black and brown people. But before that, the only people who had access to success for centuries was rich white men. Rich white men were the ones who were ruling and in power. So remember that when you comment this type of stuff. Remember history.
We are so fucking back. Welcome to the show, everybody. What is good? Immigration is officially putting numbers up on the board right now. A lot of people are feeling some type of way. We're basically going to take a little victory lap on this immigration issue. It's far from over. We haven't won a thing, and this is definitely, a preemptive celebration. But goddamn, it feels so good to actually see things work for change. The fact that we have not National Guard, right? Not Border Patrol, right? Not local police or anything like that, but we have actual Marines on the ground at the border. They were jumping out of Ospreys and everything. It looked like combat was about to pop off. All this could have been happening years ago, decades ago. We could have been doing this in the 80s. But we're doing it now. So I want to feel good about that. You're going to let me feel good, God damn it.
And working as a physical therapist. I've been undocumented and working as a physical therapist since 2019. I've always lived with uncertainty as an immigrant. Now Trump plans to allow ICE raids in hospitals, adding so much danger to our undocumented communities. Undocumented patients deserve healthcare without fear of deportation. Undocumented healthcare providers deserve safety in their own place of work. Let this be a reminder to protect one another, to take care of each other, and to resist in solidarity. I've been undocumented and working as a physical therapist since 2019. I've always lived with uncertainty as an immigrant. Now Trump plans to allow ICE raids in hospitals, adding so much danger to our undocumented communities.
The operation begins before dawn. Agents with ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, who asked us to conceal their identities, gearing up at a parking lot in suburban Boston. We're along for the ride.
We don't do large-scale roundups. Every individual that's here today has come to our attention because they've been arrested by a local municipality.
You know, I heard somebody pitch an idea for a TV show the other day, and I think it's actually a dope idea. Like, remember a couple of years ago, like right after the George Floyd thing, they like took all the cop shows off TV. They only had like scripted bullshit dramas. They didn't have like cops on television. I think there was some kind of show like Wanted or something like that. The Dog, the Bounty Hunter, I think all the cop shows, anything where it was like people getting arrested in real life, they took all that off television, right? So this guy on Twitter was saying that they should bring back cops, but it's all immigration reform. No, it's all La Migra. That's it. It's cops, border patrol, you know, customs enforcement, right? That's exactly what they need. Bring back cops and then bring back a whole other cops and then make it just all immigration. ICE cops. That's what they should call it, ICE cops.
For a felony or an egregious crime.
So after several hours waiting, they just found one of their targets and we're on the move. When we arrive, we see an immigrant from the Dominican Republic who ICE says is here illegally and is a convicted sex offender. ¿Por qué veniste a Estados Unidos?
Por un mejor. Modo de vida aquí.
He tells me he came to the U.S. for a better way of life and denies the charges against him. He's led away in handcuffs. ICE agents have been watching this.
Yeah, I was paused up. My bad. I was muted. My bad. No, I was saying that they got this one guy and he's like the obvious layup, right? Because he's a sex offender. But after they get rid of all the sex offenders and the gangbangers and all the weird people or whatever, they got to get rid of the regular guys too. Like they have, you know, factories in Mexico. They have rich people in Brazil. They have grasses to cut all throughout South America. Like they got to go.
Particular subject
one
for
thing
at
at a
least
time.
a week. On this day, it took about 16 ICE agents to arrest 5 immigrants who ICE says are undocumented, have criminal records, and had been released on bail by local jurisdictions instead of being turned over to ICE. each requiring 40 to 80 hours of surveillance beforehand. Do you have enough resources to do this?
No.
40 or 80 hours of surveillance beforehand. You know what? I don't want them to do this, but kind of part of me wants them to do this. Like, all right, so here's the thing. In the ghetto, in the urban drug world, there's a such thing called a sweep, right? SWEEP, a sweep. And what that basically consists of is the law enforcement of whatever particular area that you're targeting. And remember, this is what they would call like a red zone, so it's like a heavy drug area. What they would do is effectively arrest any young male lurking around in the hot zone. So if you were like standing on a particular corner, if you were just lingering too long on a particular stretch of block, you just might get arrested for some reason to be determined later, and you'll go through the system. It'll probably get thrown out, but you'll have to go through the system. That's kind of what they call a sweep. I remember years ago, there was a song from Juvenile. On one of Juvenile's album, there was a song called Tuesdays and Thursdays, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have to watch out for the sweep, because they just might arrest anybody in this area for any given reason, right? It's called a sweep. They're not even trying to do a sweep on the illegals, right? They're not even trying to do a sweep. They're just like, let's sit and they're gonna like case the joint. They're gonna do surveillance like they're about to rob these motherfuckers or something. Like, dude, just arrest them. What are you gonna what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Was a Mexican lawyer gonna call you long distance? Fuck that. Throw them in a van. All right. Now I'm joking. But I'm just pointing out how everybody said that it was gonna be something like the Gestapo, right? And it's not even that bad. It's not even that bad. Petty drug dealers have a harder time than illegal immigrants. All right. So like, calm the fuck down.
No, we don't. And that's one of the problems that, when jurisdictions don't cooperate with us, we have to go out into the community, which puts our officers at risk.
But these are the waning days of the Biden administration. President-elect Trump won, pledging to do much more, including mass deportations. And after Democratic city and state officials vowed to block Trump's deportation plan, incoming border czar Tom Homan is doubling down with this warning.
If they cross that line and knowingly harbor and conceal illegal alien, well, I'm going to seek prosecution.
I am concerned of what a mass deportation would look like.
Attorney Valerie Napier is an immigrant advocate who says calls to her clinic have tripled since Trump was reelected. What do you say to
I hear there was an immigration lawyer like in Rhode Island or something. His office just got raided. Apparently he was immigrant lawyering too much. Got to cut that shit out. Now we got to look at your paperwork.
Those people who voted for Donald Trump and wanted a crackdown in the immigration system?
And not everyone is a criminal.
We pressed ICE about its current mission. There are some who fear that ICE will also arrest immigrants that are here that may not have criminal records. To that, you say what?
To that, what we are focused on is obviously public safety, national security threats. But then there are those too that have exhausted all legal means. In the end, they've been ordered legally removed from the United States, and we'll go ahead and effect those removal orders.
Two U.S. officials tell NBC News that even before any mass deportation plans, ICE is already facing a budget shortfall of $230 million. Lester?
Okay, Gabe, thank you.
Ever since Trump took office, the traffic has been light. The streets been clear. I get off of work at 2:30, and by the time I pick up my daughter, we on the expressway headed home on the damn ride by 2:55, and it normally take me from 35 to 40 minutes to get home. All this week, it's been taking me like 15 minutes or less to get home. I work downtown Chicago. And it's normally like morning traffic, just people out, people driving. And since he took office, I haven't been experiencing none of that this week. The traffic is down. It's barely people outside. So you mean to tell me that all them people, y'all know what I'm talking about, like, they taking up all the space like that. They causing all the traffic because everybody's disappearing. But I like it like that. I like getting home in 15 minutes. I know I'm not the only one experiencing this, right? Let me know if y'all experiencing the same thing. The traffic is down in Chicago. It's big time this week. And I love it.
Shout out to the Chicago traffic. Chicago traffic is down big time, y'all. It's down big time. That's what's up. I have been noticing a little bit ease on the streets lately. I must say, the streets have been just a bit less congested, you know? There's like people that I haven't, that I'm just not seeing on the road like I used to see, man. It's weird. It's weird.
And let me make something absolutely clear, unless it wasn't already. If you voted for Trump, you are not allowed to go. You are not allowed in Cabos, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Aguascalientes, none of that. Guess what, baby? It's all in Mexico. You don't like us, we don't like you. Don't go there. Stay in your country. Figure it out. Vacation, I don't know, maybe Nebraska perhaps. One of the red states that you love so much. Stay there. Don't have margaritas, don't have tequila, no tacos, no enchiladas, none of that for you. Stick to what you know. Maybe a burger, perhaps, no cheese. And let me make
and I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
Because I am a Christian and my values and blah, 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 blah. What fucking values do you have when you have no fucking mercy for other people? What
kind of mercy do you have? Because you take your Latina card away. Girl, ain't nobody listening to you. Nobody give a fuck about that. It has nothing to do with mercy. It has a lot of accountability and responsibility. And if you come to a country irresponsibly, you take the risk of getting booted the fuck out. And that's what's happening. Are you jealous because Latinas, how they got here legally, whether they married somebody or not, they're here legally. I can't go to Canada and live there as an illegal citizen. I'm going to accept responsibility and accountability that I did something wrong. And if it's time for me to go, it's time for me to motherfucking go.
That's real shit. All the Latinos that been here so long, they don't even need a green card. They're just keeping their heads down. All the generational Latinos, they just like looking the other way. They're like, they don't even notice all these other people disappearing off the streets. They're just getting up, going to work like, hey, man, traffic is mighty light today. This is really weird. Like all the generational Latinos are just keeping their heads down and their mouths shut. That's crazy.
Pick up your fucking panties off the fucking ground and go fucking start over. What the hell? Why is this a conversation? I just need to know.
because I am a Christian and my values and blah, blah.
I'm gonna try real hard not to make this video so long, but I'm just so frustrated. I really am, because I really want y'all to see what this last administration has done to us. This immigration situation is terrible in so many ways. It really is, because we understand that these is human beings. We understand this, but at the same time, let's be honest. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. They came over here illegally, okay? They put their children in a harmful situation illegally. I'm sorry, but they did. And now you have school teachers who are talking about if ICE was to come to their classroom, that they're going to try to intervene. Sit your ass down. You need to mind your business, ma'am. Has nothing to do with you. This is the parents' job to handle. you're going to put yourself in a situation to where you may get hurt or arrested. And if you got kids, who going to take care of them? Because I'm sorry, sis, if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't go the way that you think that it would go. I promise you that. Here's the thing. What do you want all of these people here for? Like, what are you trying to do? I don't understand it. You got people here who need jobs too. Why y'all and quit acting as if to hire? Y'all don't even want to hire nobody. I know several people out here who have lost their jobs and have been looking for jobs for almost a year now, and they can't find none. Even the temp agencies ain't hiring people. You know who I do see working? Is migrants. They working. They're working just fine. We're not going to keep acting as if a lot of them don't come over here and commit crimes. They do. But now I'm finding out that the city of Indianapolis, the government here, they're hoarding migrants, and they don't want to comply with ICE. That's a problem in itself. There's still 500,000 children that are still unaccounted for that have been missing from the border. We have not forgot about that, okay? The fact of the matter is that Biden-Harris administration has dumped a mess in our lap, y'all. They really did. Y'all can sit here and say whatever y'all want to say about Donald Trump. He is the president now. He's trying to clean this shit up. It may not affect you right now. I promise you, it's only a matter of time before it really does.
Oh, I'm amazed of how many people from the Black community are telling me to go back to Mexico, telling Mexicans to go back to Mexico because we're illegal and it's a crime. It was also a crime when your ancestors went to Mexico.
Damn. She's one of the cute ones too. Damn, she's one of the cute ones. But that bitch is crying. She gotta go. She gotta go. Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't even care if you cute. It's a lot of cute bitches already here. I'm sick of these hoes already. You gotta go back. You are cute though. You stop looking at your cute ass.
They were escaping the white people in Mexico helped them. A lot of Mexicans got killed for that. They helped them. They help your people. We didn't oppress you guys. And this is how you guys pay us. In the past, Black people needed Mexicans. Right now, Mexicans need you guys.
No, the fuck we don't. Listen, y'all don't need us. I promise y'all don't need us. Whatever you got going on in your brain, just remember, y'all don't need us, all right? We don't speak your language. We don't eat your food. Y'all don't need us. Listen, we got our own problems, all right? Y'all don't want to be like us. Y'all don't want to be like us. Y'all don't want to be us. Y'all need to go be y'all. Just be Mexican. Be more Mexican. That's what I say. I don't know what's wrong with being more Mexican. And you know the best place to be more Mexican? Ironically enough, in Mexico.
I'm amazed of how
she really want help.
The Black community telling me to go back to Mexico, telling Mexicans to go back to Mexico because we're illegal and it's a crime. It was also a crime when your ancestors went to Mexico, when they were escaping the white people in Mexico helped them. A lot of
Mexico has slavery too. There were slaves in Mexico too, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure Mexico wasn't like Canada for niggas. Now they want to act like that was Canada all of a sudden, right? Like you came down here on the underground burrito train. Like, no, the fuck we didn't. There was no underground burrito train. All of a sudden, you want to rewrite history. That's crazy. Don't let the pretty bitches lie to you.
Mexicans got killed for that. They helped them. They help your people. We didn't oppress you guys. And this is how you guys pay us.
Look, this is how you wind up and a bathtub full of ice missing a kidney. They send a cute bitch at you. That's how it always happens. They send a cute bitch with long, thick, dark hair and big titties. Next thing you know, you're waking up shivering in a bathtub full of ice. You got this weird itchy feeling on your left side under your armpit. Stitches there.
In the past, Black people needed Mexicans. Right now, Mexicans need you guys. And in the future, you never know, because things change. Sometimes maybe the white people are gonna need us. Maybe the Black people are gonna need us. You don't know, because God.
Oh man, now she try to bring God in. Why you trying to bring God in? You never know. You never know. One day the white people, they may need us. One day the Black people, you never know. You gonna need me. You gonna need me. Yes, you gonna need me, yes. Yes, you gonna need me. That's how you get over the cute face. Everything she say in your mind, you gotta repeat it back like you gonna need me, yes. You never know.
Give us things. Give us blessings, but he can take them away so fast. So you need to be humble. You need to be humble. I'm amazed of how many people from the Black
legal immigration. The Trump administration promised mass deportations, and while we haven't seen that yet, we are seeing a larger crackdown on illegal immigration, including a raid at the Ocean Seafood Depot in Newark. That's where several people were taken into custody. Let's get right to Good Day's Briella Tomasetti. She is live outside that fish market with more. Briella, good morning.
Good morning, Deshani. A lot of people wondering what exactly happened here, and Mayor Ras Baraka plans to update the public later this morning. Immigration advocates and local elected officials will be among those in attendance. Baraka said this was a warrantless raid that violated the Fourth Amendment. Immigration advocates and
That's what I'm talking about. Warrantless raid. If you ain't got no papers, I don't papers, nigga. Fuck, I need papers for a nigga who ain't got papers. I don't even understand this red tape shit. Yeah, warrantless raid. That's how we doing it. That's how we running up in your fish market. I ain't got no papers, and I'm looking for these other niggas who ain't got no papers. What you gonna do?
will be among those in attendance. Baraka said this was a warrantless raid that violated the Fourth Amendment. Immigration advocates in Newark allege that federal agents descended on Ocean Seafood Depot here on Adams Street at around 11:30 yesterday morning without a warrant and demanded to see workers' documents. Officials initially rounded up a total of 8 people, 4 women, all of whom were mothers, and 4 men.
They have rights. They have rights. So fucking what, man?
According to Rafael Chavez with New Labor, a New Jersey-based organization that represents immigrant workers, all 4 women showed their IDs. He says ICE agents took their fingerprints and gave them slips to appear in court next month. 3 of the men allegedly had no documentation and were detained. The 4th was an American citizen and released. Chavez giving us his account of what happened.
7 members of ICE come out, and I see they went to different cars. It just look like a regular cars. We need to educate also the managers or the owners of the small business how can defend their workers in the workplace.
Mayor Ras Baraka put out a statement in response to the raid, saying U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents raided local in the city of Newark detaining undocumented residents as well as citizens without producing a warrant. One of the detainees is a U.S. military veteran who suffered the indignity of having the legitimacy of his military documentation questioned. When it comes to the promise of mass...
Hey, don't forget, guys, please follow us on Rumble if you haven't done so already. Follow us on Rumble, and please like, share, and subscribe. Support the show. You can donate on Venmo at The Hoodservative, and you can also donate directly on Rumble through a Rumble chat. But click the link in the chat if you haven't subscribed to the Rumble channel already, guys.
Deportations, President Trump says he'll focus on violent criminals first, like sex offenders, gang members, and drug cartels. But Border Czar Tom Homan stressed that anyone living here illegally could very well get a visit from federal agents. ICE released an update yesterday saying that so far the Trump administration has arrested 538 illegal migrants and issued 373 detainers. Raids were reportedly carried out in several states, including Denver, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Seattle, and Miami. One dramatic scene played out in Boston, where federal agents took several wanted people into custody, including an MS-13 gang member. Now, there's no word yet from officials as to why these people here in Newark were detained. Again, we're hoping to learn more details later this morning. It has outraged the community here in Newark, and New Jersey Senators Cory Booker and Andy Kim released a joint statement denouncing the raid and saying that there should be solutions, not fear tactics. For now.
Nah, bro. I got deported from the Cash App. Yep, Cash App immigration kicked me out the Cash App country, so you know. We over here on Venmo land now.
Obviously, some ICE agents raided a business in our city without a warrant. They went in the back of the establishment. We believe that there were 3 people who they say were undocumented that they detained, but they also detained folks that were, in fact, citizens of this country. One person showed their military veteran identification and was still questioned anyway. People were fingerprinted. Pictures of their IDs and face were taken there. When I got this information, I was appalled. Upset, angry that this would happen here in this.
See, this is another one of those reasons why I don't support black politics, man. You'll never see the Mexicans riding for the blacks like that. Allyship is always a one-way street. Black people got to support all the brown causes. Straight people got to support all the gay causes. White people got to support every other cause. It's always a one-way street. How come black people can't just say, you know what, this is bad for my people, I'm not doing it? I haven't heard one black politician in office say that, except for, you know, the handful of guys on the right. I will say that if you're on the right wing and you're black, you've more than likely said something against this immigration issue, like Byron Donalds and whatnot, right? But your traditional black leadership, because the right wing black guys, they're not in the camp. They don't sit at the cool table with the blacks, right? None of the cool blacks talk about immigration. None of the cool blacks did a goddamn thing to stop this shit. But they never get called traitors and coons and stuff like that.
State in this country that this would be allowed. Since we said something about it, I convened my folks. I said, we can't just let this happen and not say anything. That we at least have to say something. And so we did. And here we are. And as a result of that, I've got a series of phone calls and emails that were not too nice. One of them says, oh, you're not going to stand idly by. These are dangerous rapists and murderers that the liberals in this country have protected. You want to defy the federal government? F around and find out what will happen, you little whatever. The problem with this is that none of these people were rapists or murderers or criminals.
You don't know that. Let's do the investigation. I'm sure you didn't check their paperwork. Somebody got to check their papers. Take some fingerprints. We got to sheet on these people.
The problem with it is that ICE went in there without a warrant. And we can on politics. You can disagree with me about the role immigrants play in the economy of our community. You can disagree with me about the fact that most immigrants are not criminals. In fact, they are victims of violence in cities. We can disagree about whether you support mass deportation or not. But what we must agree on is that the thing that separates this country from many other countries around the world is the Constitution of the United States.
All right, y'all. Listen up. Listen up. I'm gonna make sure I do this right. I just rehearsed it in my head 2 or 3 times, so I gotta get this right. Mic check. Mic check. Shout out to my homie. See if I do this right. Ice baby too cold. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Orange is back on a brand new mission. Shout out to my man True Height with the bars. He dropping ice bars in the Rumble chat. Support the show, y'all. Appreciate you guys being here, man. Thank you guys for coming through.
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it. I need that money.
I'm getting this comment a lot right here. Well, it's going to be you next. If you don't help us, it's always been us. It's always been us. It's never not been us. There has never been a time in the history of the United States of America where it wasn't us. We're not next. We were first. I'm not sure if y'all don't know, but there was already a Send Black People Back to Africa movement. You're trying to fear someone with the idea that they're going to be next when we're already up. Except for Black people, they're not going to try to send us back to Africa.
I'll have some
First, I'm not sure if y'all don't know, but there was already a Send Black People Back to Africa movement. You're trying to fear someone with the idea that they're going to be next when we're already up. Except for Black people, they're not going to try to send us back to Africa. They're going to try to send us back to slavery, unpaid labor, which is all the more reason why I need to tend to myself and my family and my children before I tend to anybody else's.
Donald Trump is wasting no time advancing the policy violence that he previewed in Project 2025. Fierce executive actions have been rolled out, which are all about what they plan to do to the people of this country and not for them. He's targeted our immigrant neighbors, attacked birthright citizenship, and so much more. And he has specifically threatened to weaponize the Alien Enemies Act in his plans for mass deportations, attacking immigrant communities under the guise of national security. My district, the Massachusetts 7th, is a district that is dynamic and vibrant, also one of the most unequal in our country, and was amongst the hardest hit by the last Trump presidency. I've met constituents who've developed harrowing and heartbreaking plans, telling their children what to do if they come home from school and they are not there because they've been deported or detained. Elders who've been here for many years.
Now, again, I just got to point out how your Black leadership is more offended at the illegals being removed than they are at the pressures and the displacement that was put on the Black community that had to actually house the illegals. They didn't send all these illegal immigrants to the wealthy middle-class neighborhoods, right? They sent them to the ghetto first. And then they took money out of the ghetto to feed and house these people. What's the point of voting for black leadership anyway?
Carrying their medications around with them everywhere they go, terrified that they might be ripped away from their families in the only community they've known. Third graders, terrified they will come home to an empty house and never see their father again. This pain, fear, and uncertainty is the shameful reality for so many in our district. But let me be clear. We will never stop fighting to protect our immigrant neighbors, our workers, our families, and everyone who stands to be harmed by this new administration. We must pass the Neighbors, Not Enemies Act. Our bill will protect the rights and due process of our immigrant neighbors, affirming just that they are our neighbors, not our enemies.
Yeah, let's listen to one of our neighbors.
We came here because she wanted a better life for us. She wanted a better education for us. She wanted for us to have a better future. And now this is all going to be taken away because of him. Because of that stupid. Oh my God. Stupid fucking felon. He's a felon. He's a felon. He's a felon. I don't want him here anymore. Again. I'm not coming back. I'm never coming back here until he leaves the house.
I heard her say she's never coming back. I distinctly heard our neighbor say she's never coming back. I heard people are going to self-deport too because they're just going to get sick of it all. I heard that would be a thing.
Again. I'm not coming back. I'm never coming back here until he leaves the house. He's ruining my life, her life, and the life of every single immigrant in this country.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Now, what I do find interesting is that when 30,000 Ukrainians sought asylum here in the city of Chicago, nobody said a mumbling word. But all of a sudden, indigenous people who are trying to get to a land that was robbed from them through colonization, they want me as a black man to be mad at them? You got to be out of your freaking mind.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Now,
yeah, somebody really made that video for Mayor Brandon up in Chicago. And I think Baltimore has their own Mayor Brandon too, right? Is the Chicago mayor also a Brandon? I know this last election cycle was like the year of the Brandons. A lot of let's go Brandons happening in the last election cycle. Let's go Brandon, y'all.
Gosh, I really don't even know how to say this because no words can really express the appreciation I have for the Black community right now. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I know I'm speaking on behalf of many Mexicans right now. You guys, if you guys don't know, they're coming into our schools and they're taking our children. That way, when the parents come up to pick up the kids, they deport them. The Black community, guys.
Honestly, as people hunting goes, that sounds like a pretty good strategy. You know, you got to come pick this little sumbitch up sooner or later, right? He's expecting tacos at 3:15 p.m. sharp every day. Every day, I know he's going to be receiving tacos at 3:15. So I'm just going to wait for him to receive his tacos. And then bam, fresh tacos in Mexico for everybody. That's how it works, though. That's actually not a bad plan if you're in the people hunting business, right? I mean, because when you're a people hunter, you gotta, you gotta use people-based strategies and stuff. It is what it is. It's the deadliest game.
Black women teachers? That's all I've seen so far. Black women teachers. I'm sure there's some black male teachers, but black women teachers are saying they're willing to fight for our kids. I don't think you understand what that means. I don't think you understand what level of sacrifice that is. We all know through history the police brutality that the Black community has gone through. They're basically saying they're willing to die for our kids. We all know what happens and the risk that they are taking for being a Black victim in that.
I want y'all to know this is a pure gaslight. I ain't heard none niggas say they was about to do anything for nobody. A lot of these motherfuckers ain't even trying to pick their own kids up after school. They ain't trying to do shit about your kids in school. That is a straight up gaslight. Nobody is crashing out for nobody. Nah. Remember right after the election, videos, Black women said, listen, we not marching no more. Remember all them videos when Black women said we only twerking for our own enjoyment. We not twerking for justice no more. Remember all them videos after the election when Black women said y'all been abusing us and it's too late. We taking a break now. Remember all them videos when Black women said you should have voted for the Black women, but you didn't, so fuck y'all. Remember that? I distinctly remember Black women saying they're taking a timeout. I heard it. I played a lot of the videos. Black women said they were taking a timeout, and I love that for them. I think Black women should get rest and relaxation during this latest round of social crisis, right? Don't be on the front line for every social justice issue, Black women. Don't let them smut you out for nothing. Don't let them draft you into every new social battle. No, Black women, you deserve rest and relaxation. Let a nigga pamper you or something. Be out there fighting for all of these multicultural battles and shit. We don't need this shit. This bitch up here not even that cute. I don't even want to hear that shit.
The police brutality that the Black community has gone through. They're basically saying they're willing to die for our kids. We all know what happens and the risk that they are taking for being a Black victim in that kind of scenario. That's a whole other level of love and sacrifice, and thank you so much. And us as Mexicans, we need to completely have their backs. We need to completely be willing to die for their children too, and put our lives on the line. Thank you so much. Sincerely from the bottom of my heart. That is just so beautiful, and I know you're gonna go to heaven for that. I know that there's a beautiful.
Not heaven. Oh, stop! Not heaven. She said you're gonna go to heaven. You're gonna go to heaven if you hide me in your basement. It's just like World War II. She's like Anne Frank.
That is just like so beautiful. And I know you're going to go to heaven for that. I know that there's a beautiful place in heaven for you for that. Sincerely, like, we're willing to do that for us. Sincerely, sincerely. Thank you so much. Gosh,
I noticed something about women got no problem lying on Jesus, man. I tell you. This is why they said you're not supposed to have like female pastors in church, because women got no problem lying on Jesus, man. They will just do that shit without even thinking about it.
Comment is very important, so I need y'all to read this. When the chips are down, you Latinos forget the support from the Black folks. And I cannot agree with this creator more. The Latino community and its anti-Blackness is strong, and it needs to be expelled from our community.
Right. Everybody already knows how much anti-Blackness is just under the surface in the Latino community. And somehow niggas still got to ride for them. That shit don't make no sense to me. I'm not even anti-Latino per se. I'm pro hold your own nuts, right? You're not coming to rescue me. I'm not coming to rescue you. It sounds like an even trade, honestly. I'm not really looking to alter the deal at this particular moment. I'm just saying, those are your nuts. You got to hold them yourself, bro. But apparently, there's a lot of Black people who, despite all the known anti-Blackness of the brown community, because it's been known for quite a while, me no Black, me Dominican. I know Black. I know Black. I Dominican, all right? And I got Dominican friends. I've known this for years. I have been inducted into honorary Dominicanhood. That's how much the Dominicans fuck with me. The Dominicans was like, me no Black, me Dominican. And you no Black either. You know Black, you Dominican tonight. It's Christmas, you Dominican. I've been through that. I understand how it all works in the brown community. That being said, it's crazy that Black people feel like we got to go into battle for the brown community. They know Black. They know Black, Poppy. They know Black.
Is very important, so I need y'all to read this. When the chips are down, you Latinos forget the support from the Black folks. And I cannot agree with this creator more. The Latino community and its anti-Blackness is strong, and it needs to be expelled from our community. We hate Black people within our own communities, where Latinos, and I'm talking to right now, my people, was, oh, I'm not Black, I'm Black white, or I'm Latino Black, whatever.
What did I just tell you? What did I just, me no Black, Papi, me no Black, no, Papi, no, chip, Papi, no, me no Black, me Dominicano, Papi. See?
Whatever excuse to remove themselves from being African American, US Black. The anti-Blackness, the colorism in our community is so fucking toxic that is how white supremacists were able to split us up against each other, Latino against Latino, and also Latino against Black Americans. And now we're seeing...
And notice, I realized this as I've started exploring the right wing over the years. I've come to realize certain baseline truths about how things work, right? And the entire concept of the Rainbow Coalition, and it's not exactly a secret or nothing like that. And if you think about it, it's pretty much baked into the title, right? But the entire premise of the Rainbow Coalition is all of the non-white people, we got to gang up together and fight whitey. And it's like a great idea back in the day before, you know, there was the internet and everything. You could actually learn more than just what was on TV. And what wound up happening is, as Black people teamed up with all these other alien groups to fight Whitey, Whitey's still here. Whitey's still strong. And these other groups are now stronger than us. And something weird happened along the way. We made a devil's deal. All this teaming up to fight Whitey is only killing us in the long run. I think we need to we have to reimagine our battle strategies. All this fighting Whitey isn't helping.
In birthright citizenship being taken away, the 1965 Civil Rights Act being attacked, and what a lot of Latinos don't know is that the 1965 Civil Rights Act was also what gave a lot of immigrants like your parents the ability to actually become U.S. citizens. So birthright citizenship, a pathway to a status, was established, was given to us by the hard work of the Black community. And when we were beneficiaries of all that great work that they did, what did the Latino community do? Spit in their face by voting for Trump. And now all that hard work is being wiped away. And that's right. Latinos did forget all of the support that Black people gave us and helped us get to a place where our great-grandparents and our parents and then the children born today were able to be part of this country. And that's why I'm trying to work harder than ever to do two things. One, expel the anti-Blackness in our community, because like I said before, we are Black. And also trying to do my best to rebuild between Latinos and Black Americans. Is it going to be easy? Hell no. Is there a lot of work to do on our part? Hell yes. But like I've said 1,000 times before, we are stronger together, and we need to stop doing the white supremacist work for them.
Carmen in the chat asks, why do people that don't have an accent put an accent on Latino? That's basically Latin code switching, by the way. Hispanic people who have been living in America their entire lives, they don't have a Hispanic accent in their body. When they want to talk about Spanish things or they get around Spanish people, all of a sudden they soften their T's and they be like, oh, Latino, yo soy Latino. Spanish people code switch too. You just gotta like pay attention to it. It is what it is. No shade, no shade. Black folk, we code switch. We coined the term code switching. So I'm not hating on you because I recognize it in other people. It is what it is. Freeman said they didn't used to do that. Oh, shoot. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. I don't know. It's a West Coast thing, right? Y'all be noticing things out there differently.
ICE in Chicago with my students? No, for real, I've gotten a whole bunch of messages from people like, and I'm so appreciative of you. But baby, it would never. You think I'd be scared of you trying to come up in my school? You don't think I already have a plan and a backup plan and 56 doors in the building and 17 routes on how to get to each one and backup on backup on backup of contacts to make sure that their parents aren't the ones showing up? I mean, no offense, the district can give us training on what we're supposed to do over and over and over again, and they have, by the way. But I got my own plan. Because there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, ever touching one of my kids. Ever. Never touching one of my students. And never. That's. Hello, God. Someone needs to talk to you because that's who you're going to talk to first.
Hey, hello, excuse me, FBI. Excuse me, FBI. FBI, I know you guys are listening, and I just want you to get a good look at her fat face, FBI. Border Patrol. I know some federal agent is listening right now, and I just want you to know it's her. She says she can fuck all of y'all up. All right, FBI, ATF, Border Patrol, whatever three-letter agency is listening right now, I just want you to know she says she's gonna fuck you up. She gonna whip you out, your partner, and your mama. It was her. She said it. It was me. I want you to see her face so you don't blame me. It was her. It was the fat triple chin. She says she gonna whip her ass with all three of your chins, all three of her chins. Yeah. She's gonna do fat neck foo, fuck all of you guys up. And I just want the FBI to know it's her. That's who you should be looking for. She got plans, all right? She got strategies and shit.
Before you ever touch one of my kids. Because I don't play about mine. And never have. And if you've been around for a while, you know that.
She don't
Baby,
play
I've written a
about her.
manifesto up here on what I would do.
Uh-oh. I heard manifesto. I heard manifesto. Can we get an agent on this one right away? I heard manifesto. You're supposed to put her on the list now. She said the magic words. She's supposed to be on the list now. I heard her say manifesto. She is supposed to be on the list. Write her name down. You have to put a bug in her TikTok. Monitor her shit. I regret voting for Trump. Latina woman breaks down over immigration raids. Oh.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump.
Oh.
We trust him with the word that he promised.
Hey, get your sad violins out. If you know how to play that really cool sad Spanish guitar music, get the sad Spanish guitar out. I like the Spanish guitar. It's beautiful.
Us Latinos. This is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be hitting immigration. That is so crazy that multiple people are scared to go to work. Where I work at, a lot of Latinos did not go to work. And that's crazy because we have a living too. I hate that I voted for him. Now I'm so scared for my family and y'all family. Y'all, we need to come together and do something about this.
Te juro que te amo. Afuera está lloviendo, yo dentro estoy temblando porque tú te vas.
You heard they was singing my song, y'all. Porque donde va?
Tú te vas. Porque yo me iré. Muy pronto, te juro que te amo. Afuera está lloviendo, yo dentro estoy temblando porque tú te vas. Porque yo me iré. Muy pronto, te juro que te amo.
It's over. You see how easy it was, though? All it took was like a change in energy.
Fantasmas son puro recuerdo.
That's all we needed was a change in energy. It was familiar.
En esta casa no existen fantasmas, son puro recuerdo.
You know you in the store full of for immigrants and shit because they be having giant trays full of like nuts and dried up stuff, big things of candy. For some reason, all the immigrant shops have that stuff. Yo, this deportation has the best soundtrack ever, though. No, this deportation has an amazing soundtrack. You gotta love it. Like soft Latin jazz. It's dope. I think we have come to the end of tonight's deportation show.
I'm not going back to Haiti. I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Hey, we ain't forget about the Haitians, just so we know. Just so you know, we ain't forget about the Haitians. We had a whole little civil war up here on the panel because, you know, the Haitians wanted to ride for their set, and today's the day. I'm just saying. Hey, the Haitians, though, they're not here illegal like a lot of the Latinos because they got on that special pass. But you never know. Paperwork can change any day, right? It's just paperwork. We write some new shit on a new piece of paper, and your old piece of paper don't mean shit no more. That's really how it works. So, like, you never know. Things can change overnight. Real quickly.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? No Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Señor, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking.
Damn, they got the Dominican too? Everybody got to go, man. Everybody's going home. Everybody's going home. It's probably going to be a lot of apartments for rent now.
Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What happened?
Our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction, not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States.
Oh, we got a 2-for-1. Oh shit, they got a 2-for-1. We was looking for one nigga, and we found two illegals for one. And the van is big enough. We brought the big van. I know they brought the big van. They got a 2-for. That's dope. That's what's up. And you know what? I've been holding this for a minute. Let me say this. Shout out to my man Smoggy with the $5 Rumble chat. Says Hood Conservative out here doing the Lord's work. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for participating in the show. I appreciate you all donating to the show. You guys want to have a little quick panel? You want to have a panel? I think I'm gonna have to drop a link to the panel location. But you guys want to have a panel? We're gonna run this on a different channel to be named later. But shout out to my man for Smoggy with the $5 donation, man. Appreciate you guys.
I need that money.
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
So he's going to go today too.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day. Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities. Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell the Commonwealth and the rest of the country that we're going to find them whether they're released or not.
And guys, shortly after we finished filming, ICE Boston told us they arrested 2 more targets in other parts of town away from our cameras. One of those targets is a previously deported Honduran illegal alien who was arrested for raping a woman while putting a gun in her mouth. The other target they got is a Haitian man who first flew into the United States in 2023 as part of President Biden's controversial migrant flights mass parole program. Well,
We were just talking about those guys. Oh shit. That's exactly who we were just talking about. Like I said, your piece of paper don't mean shit. You got the old paper. This is the new paper, and the new paper says you got to go home. The old paper said you was valid, but the new paper said fuck you.
They just picked him up yesterday because he's been arrested locally for sexual assault. We'll send it back to you.
Bill Melugin, it was fascinating to watch all of that. I think I was just saying to Bill, this is terrible for Joe Biden and the legacy that he tried to leave behind. A question from me, how soon will they actually be leaving the country? Does that take a long time?
It depends what country they're from. If they're from cooperable countries like El Salvador.
Hey, listen, everybody, if you're listening on the main channel on YouTube, this is what I want you guys to do. Everybody listening on Rumble, you guys sit tight, grab a beer, go smoke a cigarette or something. But everybody listening on the main channel on YouTube, I just dropped the link to the backup YouTube channel. We're going to actually open the panel up, and the panel is going to be on the other channel. So I need you guys to click that link. We're going to move over to the backup channel, This Week in Oppression with the Hoodservative. And then I'm going to drop the link in the chat. And then we are going to move this whole show to another channel. In about 2 minutes. You guys got about 2 minutes. So call this the 2-minute warning, and then we are up out of here. We're going to move this whole show to another channel. The link is dropping momentarily.
Salvador, Guatemala, countries like that, it can be quick. It can be within days or weeks. If it's countries that are harder to deport, countries that don't cooperate with the U.S. as much, it can go into a process of months. The Trump administration is changing policies with something called expedited removal. The bottom line is people at home don't need to understand all the policies. The Trump administration is just going to work as fast as they can to get all the people you just saw on camera there out of the country as fast as possible. They're also going to use their State Department and Marco Rubio to put pressure on countries that don't cooperate with the U.S. as much when it comes to those deportations.
Bill, just two points of clarification here. It seems a lot of these crimes are associated with sex crimes. I'm just looking at the list a bit earlier today. I don't know if that generally is the case or not.
Yeah, like I said, we're starting with the easy ones, man. We're starting with the layups and the slam dunks. We're getting all the easy ones up out of here first. After you guys get used to, the steady train of deportations, then we'll just go for the rest of them, and you're going to be like, oh, all right, well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
And second, if Boston's a sanctuary city, how are they allowed to do this? Because we told there would be resistance.
Boston doesn't have to cooperate with ICE, but there's nothing they can do to stop ICE from coming into their city and enforcing the law. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. And that's the point ICE makes to us is, look, they don't have to cooperate with our detainer requests. They don't have to tell our officers when they're releasing somebody from jail. But we're going to do our job. We have our intel guys out in the field. We have people with eyes all over the place, and we're going to snatch those guys so they can make ICE's job more difficult, longer, and more dangerous, but it's not going to stop ICE from doing the job, guys. The bottom line is ICE says it's safer for everybody involved if locals would just hand these guys over in jail once they're arrested, but they don't. They let them out onto the streets. They don't tell.
Don't make me have to chase you. All right, I seize you, I want you, and I was gonna have you. All right, don't struggle. Don't make it harder for yourself now. I was gonna get you one way or another now.
Tell ICE about it, so ICE has to spend a lot of resources gathering intel, finding these guys, and then going out into the community to do arrests, which could be dangerous. You saw that combative Haitian man, and then you saw in the case of that one MS-13 member, his friend got snagged. They weren't even looking for him. They were looking for the MS-13 guy. They picked him up because a sanctuary jurisdiction released the MS-13 guy. ICE found him and then found the guy who was in the apartment with. They found out he was an illegal alien as well. So now he's going to be deported too.
Wow.
Amazing. Bill Melugin, thank you so much. More to come on that.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, guys, listen, this is what we're going to do. I am closing the main Hoodservative stream right now. The link is in the chat. If you guys wanted to join the panel, the link is in the chat. And also the link to the backup channel is in the chat. So you guys need to move on over. We're moving this show. We're putting this shit on wheels. Getting up out of here. Because what I need to do is actually boost the numbers on the backup channel. That's really what I got to get going right now. I got to boost the numbers on this backup channel so we can actually get the maybe we can get back into monetization. I feel like I burnt this house down. I cooked too much crack in this house. You can never get the smell out of the walls now. So I gotta get a whole new house on YouTube. So we got to get to the other channel. That being said, all the links have been posted, and we are shutting the main YouTube channel down. And 5, 4, 3. And that channel is gone.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
All right, we are still going. What is good, guys? We got an actual panel right now. We got my man Cyber, American Man, and Mr. O. It is Ice Baby Night. What's good, Cyber? What's going on? What are your thoughts on this whole immigration issue?
I think that what they've been doing.
Hold on, I'm gonna jump down. I'm right back up.
I think what they've been doing on social media with all these teachers saying they're going to fight these federal agents if they show up at their school, I think that was groundwork for scare tactics in collusion with the media. And maybe even CPS might be complicit in it, but I think they're just kind of patsies at this point. Did you hear about the situation at the Chicago elementary school?
I backed off of that story because I heard it was a hoax. They were there, but it was investigating something unrelated. It wasn't an immigration thing at all. So I backed off the story, but yeah.
It was a good call. It was absolutely a hoax. The initial report, the reporter stated that CPS admitted they didn't know who the officers were. And that was one red flag. Another red flag is the claims that they were making were against federal protocol because they're not going to just show up and come into the classroom. All right, they're going to have whoever they're looking for come to the principal's office or something like that and have them come out of the school. And another thing, they don't need to show up at an elementary school to get children. They would go to the house, the residence, and get them all at once. But what I heard from, waiting, it was Secret Service that showed up, and they presented their card of Department of Homeland Security. And the principals or teachers or whoever involved decided they would just equate that to ICE because ICE is a division of Homeland Security, and so is Secret Service.
Lying liberals. That's all it was. Liberals lied to push the story.
I grabbed a link just now from CBS, put it in the back chat. It's a report.
Yeah, I'm pulling up a few more links right now too. Let's pull this up, see.
Let's take a look.
Some supporters are going to be so.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those
they don't.
American Man, you are cutting.
Send that nigga back.
American Man, I hear you trying to break. I hear you trying to break in, American Man, but your signal is dropping in and out right now. You are very sporadic.
I've also heard a lot of people. I've also heard a lot of people using the word snitch in this situation. But
oh, really?
You can't be a snitch unless you're complicit in the crime and you rat out your co-conspirators. Your
thank you for the street knowledge. Appreciate that.
Right?
Appreciate that.
So,
it ain't snitching if you're a civilian.
Right. You have to be in. You have to have your criminal cohorts who trusted you, and you betray that trust. That's what a snitch is. They're just abusing it.
Civilians are
You're a rat.
witnesses. They're not snitches.
You're a
That's the
rat
difference,
bastard.
right?
Yeah, I would take that.
But see,
Of course,
I guess if you're black, you're a snitch automatically because we're all supposed to be in it together.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on. I want to run this clip real quick and we get back to the panel.
Yo, can you hear me? Am I good
What
now?
was I just playing? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Give me 1 second. I just lost the thing.
Well, I'm snitching on y'all niggas for a motherfucker Whopper special with the motherfucker Coke. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Chicago Public Schools now call the chaos confusion over an immigration scare at an elementary school a misunderstanding.
They are defending school staff for denying access to the Secret Service, not ICE agents. This all happened at Hamline Elementary School in Back of the Yards. Our Charlie DeMar has been pushing for answers all day and is live at CPS headquarters for us with what he found out tonight. Charlie?
Joe and Erica, good evening. Again, to be clear, ICE was never at this elementary school. Late today, the U.S. Secret Service says they were at the school and that their agents clearly identified themselves. Despite all of this confusion, CPS says that their staff's response demonstrates that they are prepared.
Chicago Public School administrators and high-level school staff stoked fears Friday in the Back of the Yards community after they inaccurately stated that ICE agents at Hamline Elementary School, the student body, is more than 90% Hispanic.
At approximately 11:15 a.m., we did have ICE agents come to our school building.
ICE flat out denied the claims. CPS CEO Pedro Martinez went on MSNBC and echoed the false claims.
And presented credentials that can share that they were from ICE.
But those credentials weren't from ICE agents. They were from the Secret Service. The agency saying in a statement, agents identified themselves as principal and provided business cards. Secret Service investigates all that's made against tech. We do not investigate immigration laws. Sources say Secret Service was investigating an online threat made by a Hamline student made against President Trump following the TikTok ban. Late Friday, CPS responded to their mistake.
Yeah, they were wilding on TikTok recently. I hope all the TikTok people have calmed down now. Trump gave them the TikToks back. Fucking cries and TikTok pipe again. They should,
You bargaining real hard, Hood.
It says FYI. I'm bargaining. All right, I'm gonna put you up in a second. True. That's about right.
I just found it very interesting how people at an elementary school, adults for that matter, aren't able to read.
Yo, what happened to Hood?
He might be trying to refresh his connection.
You guys hear me now?
All right. A little bit.
Barely.
Okay. Yeah,
What mic are you using?
I'll just switch to my cell phone real quick. I'm having wild signal issues. But go ahead, continue. I'll be right back.
Yeah, they showed up. Yeah, they don't want to.
They just wanted to make a scene. And actually, here's the thing, right? Notice what they said, that most of the teachers in that school is Hispanic. That's going to be an interesting outcome here shortly.
Yep. Well, this is a rhetorical question, but you ever try to have a conversation and you can tell just right away that the person is not listening? They don't want to hear a word you have to say because they've already made up their mind for some emotional reason.
Which Democrat were you having a conversation with?
That's what they went through there. I mean, they show up. They might have said we're from the Department of Homeland Security. They might have said we're from Secret Service, but they did not say we're from Immigration, Customs Enforcement, because they weren't. And it didn't seem to matter. You show up in some kind of federal capacity, they're like, oh, no. And they don't listen to a thing you say. They're just trying everything they can to push you out the door with no regards to any actual statement that you make, because they already know. Because their fears have told them it's coming. It's coming. I mean, what would happen if the feds showed up there because there was an active shooter on premises? And nobody's listening to the feds. Nobody's letting them in.
I mean, honestly, in that kind of drastic situation, they would probably just get taken down in some kind of way, if not shot outright, because it's, shooters on scene. But
true,
it does present an interest. It presents an interesting problem. I see like people on the left wing, what they're going to attempt to do is all kind of passive resistance to try to make a scene and make the other side look bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there was an active shooter scenario and they pushed him out the door, I would venture to say they saved us thousands of dollars in tax money.
Sure.
Everyone's like, no, I'm not touching that one, huh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, things will happen, and that's the kind of stuff that like the left wing wants to happen, because from an activism perspective, you want to push the tensions to the point where the other side makes a mistake, and then you can be like, see, now we got to flood the country with infinity immigrants because you guys are so racist that you might kill somebody. Like, that's literally how the tactics have been applied over the last couple of years. This is what I was talking about, like with the whole immigration. I mean, the Rainbow Coalition thing. Like, when you really think about it, Black folk were sold this whole broad coalition with the express the idea was we have to team up against white people. And now it's Black people are going to be the first people to actually lose ground in the immigration issue, not white people. But all of your Black leadership is going to support the immigration issue. But yeah, what's up?
And they are damn fool when they do it too, and they better not ask me, bro.
I tell you what's interesting. Everyone in the Rainbow Coalition, which I believe this was from the beginning, they all turned on Black people.
Yep. Hey, what was the old girl that was just a White House press secretary, the little Haitian chick with the brown hair, the little ugly chick? Yeah, she one of them.
Well, here's the interesting thing, and I'm going to go out and make a prediction. I don't think the numbers will be too big on this, but I see it trending in a certain direction. The same way I've been noticing that the white positive, the pro-white movement, white nationalism, even if you want to call that such a thing, how these things have been happening as a response to like the increased diversity and all that. It's become obvious that diversity is weaponized against white people specifically, right? Now, Black Americans are in the sub-white category as far as everyone else is concerned. Like, if you leave America, you're not necessarily a people of color. You're an American. Like if you go to any other country, you're an American, right? And so you can get kidnapped just like any white people. So there's this loss of racial identity when it comes to like a lot of these foreign groups. It doesn't matter that you're black per se. You're an American, so you're an op. You're one of them. You're basically like the white man. And that's one of the charges that have always been held against black people.
You gringo! You a gringo!
Right. Even within black culture, it's a charge that we hold against ourselves, right? But the reality is everybody else identifies us as American. Therefore, we're tied to the white people as far as the rest of the world is concerned too. So now what we wind up doing is selling out our own position to people who hated us anyway, people who really had no affinity for us, but they saw an opportunity to take something that we should have never put on the table, which was a slice of the pie.
Yeah, that go back to that African diaspora. We was kings. We was doing all this around the folk 7 seas and that. Yeah. That's when that shit comes and bias right in the ass. It's like, oh, see, the blacks in America got it right. They very welcoming. You see how they was just trying to gaslight us, take on the women folk that didn't want to go back to their country. They send that bird call like, yeah, the black man, they so nice. They've been protecting our kids. They really love us Latinas. You know what I'm saying? They've been making little TikToks and little Instagram posters about it. Yeah.
Let's keep it about out of all the major racial categories, the various Asian groups, the Latinos and white people, or Arabs, if you want to make them their own group, the Middle Eastern groups, the Islamic world. On all the world's people, the people who are generally the most welcoming and open to strangers and be kind to the strangers and all that, and especially when it comes to black people, are the white people and the Europeans. And I mean white people as in Americans, but Europeans too. Europeans, white people, generally speaking, are the least racist and the most welcoming of the blacks. Now, when it comes to like Asia, it's well known. I'm not saying Asians are violently racist, but they will put all the Nigerians on a bus and send them home instantly if they felt like it.
Damn.
Yo,
the scammer came out with the scammer. Damn.
Here's the thing, right? The reason why most black people think everyone else is their friend, because most black people stick around black people and never actually dealt with these people on any serious level. When you stop showing teeth to all these other groups and start showing pride, they're going to tell you how they feel about you. The problem with most blacks is they constantly showing teeth with people. Hey, we cool, yeah. Show a little pride and let them people know you'll smack the fire out of one of them if you don't like them. They'll change real quick.
Well, who invented the concept that they are invited to the cookout?
Black folk. Probably some girls.
Yep. See, and now every race. Look, it started with Gary Owen. And then we start allowing everybody in. You know what I'm saying, to the so-called barbecue, to the cookout. Yeah, but have we ever been invited to a little what bonfire? Have we ever been invited to one of their little shindigs? No.
That's the ironic thing. It's like, because it's layered, right? It's the racial thing, and then it's the nationalist thing, right? Because this is something else. I be making up my little theories and shit. But here's an observation I came to recently. Black Americans are very unique among the global black diaspora, and that I don't know that any black people have actually been a part of a first world nation from the ground up. None of you niggas built Europe. Not Ned nigga built Europe, all right? And not Ned nigga. I mean, there might have been a couple niggas here and there. He might have wrote a story. He might have been driving a cab or something like that. But generally speaking, not Ned nigga built Europe. Europe was built by Europeans. Now, America is a very different prospect. America has had a native black population from before day zero, before it was an actual country, when it was colonies and trading posts. It was various shades of niggas all up and down the East Coast. We built this city on rock and roll, motherfuckers, and it ain't none of you niggas like us.
We ain't landing on motherfucking Plymouth Rock landed on us, or whatever Malcolm X said it.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. And this is not to say that black people built America. I'm not trying to take a grandiose pro-black claim in that sense, but I'm claiming ownership. But no, because I'm not saying that because the numbers are just retarded. Slaves don't build the whole country, and there weren't enough free black people building skyscrapers and shit. Like, I'm not making that grandiose claim. I'm making a simple claim of ownership in that black folk have a claim of ownership to a first world nation that none of you niggas have. And I don't really want it for y'all. Get your own shit.
That's cold. That's really cold, even for a nigga like me, but I like it. I like it though. Nobody got nothing to say about that? All right. Well, you know that little school, you know, that little area where the school was in Chicago. You got just Chicago Fired your show again. Thank you, Mr. Conservative. Yeah, that area I think is a little Pilsen or a little village. I forget which one. It's always a little something from the little Spanish communities. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a lot of gang activity in that area. A lot of graping activity in that area. I'm surprised that they just search around the area to grab and pick those dudes up. I'm pretty sure they ain't got no papers either.
Over there, they make a lot of grape juice over there. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. They've been known to make a lot of grape juice over there for a lot of years. Hell, what Welch's factory have even looked for guys to be on their payroll. Yep.
Damn, not the Welch's. Not the Welch's. That's like factory processed grape juice. They just bring them in and send them out. Damn, that's crazy. I believe it though. I can believe it. You don't want to know what they do across the border. They have revolutionized the game. They got a whole system. It's crazy out there.
Well, they used to make grape juice by having Roland Martin dance on the grapes. I'm looking at him in the corner, thinking about grape juice. I was like, he had some grapes under his feet.
That was such a weird segue for the shit we were just talking about. Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't call it a segue. I'd call it my mind wandering off in left field.
Oh my goodness. But it's been wild.
Together.
No, it's been crazy to like consider how simple this whole thing could have been. Like all the way back in Obama, right? All it took was willpower. You don't really need to write any new laws, right? Because we actually have too many laws on the books as far as I can tell, right? So we don't really need new laws. We just need to do the laws that are already there. We have to actually prosecute the laws that we have on the books. And if we're not going to do that, then none of this shit matters anyway. But that's kind of how simple it is. And because we finally got to somebody, we have a president willing to do the simple thing. It makes it look like such common sense now. Like, why haven't you been doing this, you know?
Yeah, even with the border crisis, like you said, with the Marine action, like how come they had not did that from day one instead of shipping all the resources over there to Ukraine? Hey, did you even touch on the Afghan thing with the weapons? Oh, never mind. Different topic, different stream. My bad. Never mind. But still, though, the border, y'all could have did that with the Marines, the wall, and all that other shit. But it took y'all that long, lost all that resources, and now y'all won't go ahead probably take possible credit once Biden get his official way out of office, like everything else y'all try to do. Damn.
Yeah, they're purposefully sabotaging the things that work, so people will demand something that works, and trick them into destroying what works, so that something new can be established. I heard an analogy of this pendulum swinging back and forth, and said to imagine it being on wheels. It's actually able to move and turn. And every time that it switches from one side to another, it's targeting something else that is some kind of fabric or foundation for our country, like the Constitution or civil rights.
Well, that's kind of what I
They have
found.
rights. They have rights.
Everything that's
because
happening. Everything that's
when
happening is happening on a continuum. It's like all a part of a plan. It seems like somebody typed the Cloward Piven strategy in there, and it's crazy. Like we have a name for the thing that we know is killing us, but somehow we can't stop the thing from killing us.
I tried to talk to someone on CT's panel a few days ago about the Cloward Piven strategy. There was this white dude up there talking about how he's getting $25,000 a year to sit at home, and his wife goes to work, and he just sits at home while the kid's at school, pretty much bragging about how he's just sitting around being a do-nothing, even though he could do something. He says it's more profitable for him to just sit at home and get other people's money handed to him for free. So I was going to try and talk to them about the Cloward Piven strategy, how it aims to overwhelm our economy by abusing the welfare state. And people told me that nobody wanted to hear about it. And I mean, it just blew my mind. Like, you're up here, some people were complaining about him. Some people were saying, no, let him do what he wants. But everybody has some kind of complaint about how our country's going to shit. And when you want to talk about what the problem is, identifying the problem, that's not allowed. Certainly, if you're going to try and talk about how to go about solving the problem, that's not going to be allowed. And that grinds my gears. It kind of puts me into a state of mind where I don't even know what to say at that point. I already have a hard time articulating myself because I got so much going on in my head. I can't get it out.
People are scared of what the real answers are, because once you start going down like the logical steps of what's really happening and then how you would like counter it, and I'm not even talking about anything crazy like aggressive, I just mean simple things, but it will make people call you all kinds of names, you know, some kind of racist and anti-Semite. All the names will start getting thrown at you. You know, you're a homophobe. But if you actually start to point out the problems of society and why these things are actually bad for society, you will inevitably encounter all the left-wing attacks and whatnot. And I mean, it's funny. You're not supposed to even think about all this, but you and I probably understand this, but the average normie can't fathom how much like Germany we are right now, except for the immigration issue. The immigration is a different wrinkle, but we are very much like Germany pre-19, I don't know, 39 or something like that.
So right after World War I?
The Weimar years. We are Weimerica right now, and there's an obvious explanation because the parallels are too stark.
Yeah.
Well, it's also interesting, right? Because they'll see everything Biden did as justified and say that Trump is going to do all of that. And even though it was done right in front of their face, they said, no, that's the good guy. That's the good guy doing these things for a good reason. But Trump's the bad guy. Even though he hasn't done it, he's the bad guy that's going to do it. The guy that did it is the good guy.
You see him on
Right
Twitter, American Man. Y'all be on Twitter. Have y'all been seeing all the gons, all the libtards, the rejects? They've just been flipping out with TDS to the max, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, bro, they even saw about when he had passed that executive order. They said, see, we're going back into slavery. See, getting rid of the civil rights, the 1965 bill. You know, I'm like, are y'all fucking serious? Are y'all that damn retarded?
Bro, I don't. to be honest, I've gotten to a point where I don't listen to black people because I understand they're retarded. I heard a guy on CT channel today say, soon as they're done deporting the brown people, they're going to deport the black people, right? I heard a guy on CT channel say, I just want to be able to vote. I don't want to have to keep going back to get it reinstated. And all I said to myself was, you guys are some of the dumbest bunch of people that have ever walked society. And for a minute, right, I thought it was like just black people. Now I truly realize it's all liberals. Any person that identifies as a liberal, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, Jew, whatever, they're all stupid people.
Here's
Every
the thing
last
about
one of them.
the thing about liberals, though, yeah, and that's the elites tend to be a little bit more devious because liberals, and let's just be, I'm gonna be very blunt about it. Your average white liberal might be slightly smarter or a little bit higher IQ than your average black liberal, but they're just as dumb. Now you have like your high level elites, like the Davos and the WEF crowd. They're very smart, but they're evil. And that's kind of what's happening with the liberals. You have a lot of evil genius at the top, and you have a lot of like midwits in the middle and the bottom who go along with it because it feels good.
Yeah, their constituency.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. That's basically.
They're suckers for that emotional appeal. I saw a video today from Memology showing Democrat Republican Dan Goldman from New York's 10th district accusing Trump of only pardoning the January 6 prisoners because he wanted to use them to build a militia and fight and commit violence on his behalf. Now, he's in charge of the military, okay? He's the chief executive officer of the military. He's the commander in chief. Why does he need his own private militia? He's got the American army at his command.
See, what happened is, man, that he trying to succeed from the United States, man. So you got to follow the lines and the paradigms, man. You know what I'm saying?
But I cut some clips from Kamala when she was talking with Stephen Colbert on his show in 2020, June of 2020, just days after David Dorn had been killed, talking about how, this is a movement and these people, they're not going to stop before Election Day and they should not stop and we should not stop. I clipped that up and put some other scenes of it was Portland and Kenosha and somewhere else. I forget exactly where, but I put those scenes right next to her saying that and just showed how she was using, or they were using, the citizens as their own militia, tearing down the country in 2020.
Hell, what about what was Maxine Waters did the same thing? What was that back in like 2020 or 2022? She did the same thing. Say if they anybody want to go ahead do anything for the Trumpster, you should go ahead and do this and do that and do this, like orchestrating a riot. And I found it ironic that people want to talk about the January 6th people being pardoned, but nobody wants to talk about Mr. Fauci being pardoned from all his potential crimes. Yeah.
Mr. O, have you heard that Trump revoked his security detail?
Well, I mean that's what starts, but I mean. Yeah, that ain't looking real good for old Murdy Fauci.
No, it's not.
Took away a lot of security clearances, as he should. It seems like Trump learned something this time from the last time around, which is don't worry about playing nice. Because why? You trying to play nice and be the conciliatory bigger person? It's only gonna get you You know, it's only going to hurt you in the long run. They're not going to really play along. They don't have good faith. That's what it is. You're treating the Democrats as if they operate from good faith. And now what he's doing is operating from, you know, the position of power. He's exercising power. And I like that. That's what I want from right-wing political figures. That's why they call the right, the Republicans, like the losing party. It's like even when you win, you lose because you never exercise power the way Democrats have been doing for the last 50 years.
Yeah, he also brought a couple agencies to, like, he cut off a couple agencies, brought them to halt, and he's smart. He's like, yo, we're not even going to give these people a chance to see any of our communications, any of that. After that,
Yeah,
after
tomorrow.
that entire. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say tomorrow, I think I want to do a show about the DEI stuff because he's cut out a lot of the DEI stuff from the agencies and Black folk most affected. I got a lot of video about this whole DEI and removing the DEI stuff. Like right now, a lot of Black folk are happy about the immigration thing, but then you got a lot of other Black folks. Still, it's the liberals who are mad about immigration, and now the liberals, most likely liberals, you're left leaning, working for the government. It tends to be that way. If you work for the government, you're more likely a left leaning person, and a lot of that stuff's getting cut out. These DEI jobs cut out, and I'm glad to see it.
You ain't got no choice but to be a liberal working in the government. That's part of the plan. Well, go ahead.
Well, I also think the idea of Black folks most affected is a little misguided. Simply because he's cutting out the DEI programs, you know, where they give all them stupid trainings and all of that on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And God damn, I lost my thought. He's cutting out the programs, and it's cutting out the hiring practices. So it's not necessarily like saying every Black person in the government is a DEI hire, and we're going to go and fire them. That's not what's going on. It's more of the programs, the federal programs of you got to take these classes, and all the people in the actual DEI departments, they're going, which I have to be honest with you, is usually a Black face, but it's mostly a bunch of white women and gay men that are running and heading these programs that are going to lose the most, because none of these programs are ever ran by Black people.
Yeah, I love it. I really love it, American man. It makes my heart sing in my chest. Real talk.
Hey, SKC, has the Brain Trust gone live at all recently? Because I'm subscribed to the Brain Trust, and I haven't seen the trustees go live at all. And ever since the election, I noticed the trustees, they only do straight videos. They never go live lately, and I wonder what's up with that, man. I wish all of my adversaries well right now. I know they're having a tough mental space. They're in a bad mental spot at the moment.
Hey, here's the funny
You know
part.
what? Speaking of my adversaries, hold on, American man, because you mentioned this earlier in the show, and I wanted to point this out because it was fucking hilarious, man. Speaking of my adversaries, I trolled the shit out of Big Gay Stanley yesterday. That shit was fucking hilarious, man. He probably wanted to fight me. I pissed that nigga off so bad.
Listen, that nigga was screaming your name and my name from the heavens, boy.
Yo, I pissed Big Gay Stanley off. So, and all I did, bro, I referred to him as his proper name, which is Big Gay Stanley. And after that, I refused to actually speak directly to him. I refer to him as Big Gay Stanley constantly. Like every time I talked about him, because he kept trying to talk to me. And I'm like, yo, somebody do something about Big Gay Stanley. Like this nigga Big Gay Stanley just won't leave me alone. Like I told you, this nigga got a big gay crush on me. And every time I just kept calling him Big Gay Stanley, and that shit is just
He's a 40-year-old virgin, Hood. What you expect from him?
Yeah, oh my god. He's like, hey, you gotta stop with this Big Gay Stanley stuff. And this nigga, he dropped me off the panel and he went on a whole monologue. You gotta stop with this Big Gay Stanley. This is not your show. This is my show. And as soon as I came back on the panel, Big gay Stanley, big gay Stanley, big gay Stanley. I just kept trolling him with that shit, bro. Oh my god, he probably cried to sleep. He cried himself to sleep last night. I know he did. I know he did. That shit got his fucking skin bubbling. Oh, this motherfucker was so fucking annoying. Yeah, he didn't know how to respond. What you gonna respond to? There's nothing to respond to. His name is Stanley, and he's a big gay. And like, bro, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, god damn, ain't nobody checking for you, nigga. That shit is so fucking annoying. Every time I try to talk to somebody else, bro, he keep fucking stalking me and shit.
You went and trolled him last night, Hood?
I was, because you know the John Galt show, his channel was down for like a week, right? This whole thing started the other day. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this up.
I know, but what I'm asking is, did you go last night and troll him? Because I was over there for about 10 minutes last night.
I wasn't on. No, I don't go to Stanley's channel. Or when Stanley's like doing his show or whatever, I'm not gonna go up there because like, why am I gonna go talk to Big Gay Stanley for? And so I don't go to his channel or his shows. John Galt, no, HB, one of them other dudes, they were doing their show because you know how they run that channel. It's like all 4 or 5 of them up there. And so
You was on with Universal Jones.
Well, no, when John was doing his thing, when he brought his show back, John and HB were on, right? And so I went on to John's channel and I told him, bro, I want to launch an HR complaint. I want to launch an HR complaint because I've been getting sexually harassed by Big Gay Stanley, and I just need to document this so like everybody understands that I'm not the bad guy here. And it started from there. And it was fucking, I ain't never had so much fun in my life. I finally realized how to actually approach that panel. Just never talk directly to Big Gay Stanley. Talk about him, call him Big Gay Stanley if he comes up in conversation. But why do I actually have to talk to Big Gay Stanley for?
I mean, I get it.
I can't think of one reason.
Oh, that shit was so fucking funny, man. Oh, I was just cracking up just listening to the shit. Like, bro, why are you bothering me? Leave me alone.
Yo, the day you did the stream about you and him on Universal Channel, oh my God, he was raging. Hood-servative, American man. Because I went right in there. As soon as I saw him, I said, Big Gay Stanley, American man, hood-servative. But that nigga was raging out, screaming on there. I'm like, this guy is getting weird. I'm starting to see what Hood is saying. This is a little weird, bro.
Last time I talked to him was over on John Galt's. I told him he needed to write a book and he'd never have to comb his hair again if he had a PhD. They'd call him eccentric instead of crazy.
Yo, that's a fact.
He told me that I talked him down from a very precarious ledge. And when he said that, my heart sunk. Like, man, I should have let the motherfucker jump.
That's what you get for trying to help people.
Yeah. Story of my life.
Anyway, can we get back to talking about the illegal?
Always remember, no good deed goes unpunished.
I'm talking about I like the illegal tears. I like their crying. I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah, SKT, I'm telling you, I mapped it out. I mapped it out perfectly. Address him if you must, like say his name if you must, but never speak directly to him. It's like Ghost. You ever treat him like he's dead or something. Like he's in the room, he's the ghost in the room, and everybody else is alive.
Yeah, that's actually a true statement, SKC.
Can do.
But yeah, it's fucking illegals, man. Now, the one thing about this illegal immigrant situation that hasn't been addressed, and it won't happen, and with ICE raids and whatnot. And this is what I meant about getting to the actual people who got a job and all that. Because at that level of immigration, it's not even the Latino thing. And frankly, I saw somebody type this in the chat, and I typed this on. I said as much on Twitter a while ago when we were talking about the H-1B thing. I think most Americans would rather have some Latino immigration versus any Indian immigration. I would rather 10 Mexicans for any one Indian.
Well,
I would rather zero and zero.
I can understand the Spanish accent a little better than I can the Indian.
Well, that's kind of the argument I made when I spoke about this on the panel. I mean, on the show a while ago, because it is not just a pure like it's not a racial dislike. I mean, it could be that. I'm not making that argument. But the point I was trying to make is Latinos, because they're mostly Catholic, and technically the Latinos have been on this land. They've been a part of this country for a long time. It's not as if they are completely alien to America, right? We've always had Latinos in the Southwest. Even though we took Texas from them, I mean, they got to get over that shit, but still.
And California, don't forget about California too.
Yeah, that was the same fight. Yeah, we got all that. And all I'm saying is we've kind of had our own Latino population somewhat to begin with. They are not completely alien to what we are and who we are in America. The Indians, they just built a giant golden monkey god statue in Texas. Like, that's some alien shit.
Yeah, that fucking statue, man. You notice it has the tail of a scorpion?
I did not notice, but so wow. So some wow, this is a very, very interesting god figure they have.
Yeah, a lot of those people are actually devil worshippers.
Well, from the Christian perspective, everybody's a devil worshiper, and there's a logic to it. But I mean, we don't have to get into that. But yeah, every non-Christian is effectively a devil worshiper.
Pagans, you heathens.
You know, I don't know if I would necessarily go that far, but I mean, I understand what you're getting at. But like, you know, like
heretic
people are actually true devil worshippers. Like you even see it in their images and all that.
They make the Christian position very easy to defend in that context. Yes, because you know, it's for Christians, all they have to do is point to some of their actual gods, and you know, there's worship figures or idols and whatnot. You know, they have very scary looking deities. You know, very pitch black skinned, fang, bloody mouth deities and whatnot. It's a dark continent. You know, you thought Africa was the dark continent. No, it's actually India.
And that brings me back to liberals. You notice how they have no problem with every other religion except for Christianity. And when you look at what liberals, most of them stand for, it's actually all in line with satanic stuff. That's why they have every other religion.
There's a very practical reason for all of that. But for reasons of business savvy, we're not going to explain it too deeply. But it makes perfect sense. Once you realize what the teams really are, it makes perfect sense how it came to be.
Oh yeah, listen, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Like I know.
Not only that, but you know, I come to realize that no matter how much the liberal point of view has tried to talk us off of this particular way of thinking, it seems to be an endemic part of the human existence that we almost all operate on race and culture not race and culture, race and religion, but religion is your cultural heart. But we operate on race and religion as group identifiers more so than anything else. And you know, high-minded political ideas, you know, they're nice, but when it comes right down to it, you know, do you want to be a good Democrat or do you want your people to live?
Yo, did you watch the Eric Adams Tucker Carlson interview?
No, I don't think so. I didn't even know he was on Tucker Carlson. Why would he talk to Eric Adams? Damn, really?
Well, hold on. First of all, it's Tucker, and no liberal is ever going to talk to Tucker. I mean, talk to Eric Adams. The only person that will speak with him is someone that leans towards conservative. I mean, you guys got to be honest about that.
No, I get it. I get it. It sounds like a very small catch for a Tucker. You know, he was talking to Putin last month, and now you're talking to Eric fucking Adams.
Well,
Anyway, you got to talk to everybody, right? Not everybody's Putin.
Yeah. I was gonna say Tucker talk to everyone, but I think you guys should actually go and listen to it because Eric Adams said something. Eric Adams said something interesting that basically, when he went to Joe, him and other mayors was going to Joe to talk about immigration. That's when they put the charges on him. And basically what they told him is, you're not being a good little Democrat nigger. That's basically what the Biden administration told him.
You know what? My bad. I've been neglectful. I've been looking at so many different screens. I hadn't even noticed. My man, Midwest Request in the chat. I thought I put the link in the chat for you, but I didn't put it in the Rumble chat, and that was an oversight on my part. But Midwest Request, I just dropped the link in the Rumble chat for you. We got a few more minutes up here, so I'm holding the door open for you, bro. Shout out to Midwest Request with the $10 Rumble chat, by the way. Appreciate you guys for being here and keeping the show alive. You know, we've been struggle streaming a lot lately, man. I got some issues I got to work out here on my end. I got some tech issues to work out. I think I'm gonna get a new setup. This Wi-Fi shit ain't working for me no more. I got to get a fiber connection, I guess, because this Wi-Fi was good when I was very mobile, but I'm not so mobile anymore. I got to get a landline now. But yeah, shout out to the Midwest Request. The link is in the chat, bro. And I appreciate everybody who supported the show up till right. I mean, I appreciate everybody who supported the show so far tonight. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through and following me over onto my other channels.
I need that money.
But we're gonna go for another 20 or 30 minutes though. So the link is in the chat if you guys want to join the panel and the Rumble audience as well.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame. This is a step back from technology. We gotta go back to fiber optic wires just to have a good damn connection.
No, I mean it's not a step down. It's a physical reality. If you understand how like electrons travel down a piece of wire or whatever, like it's a stronger connection compared to the Wi-Fi thing. It's a lot easier to have a smooth connection with a physical piece of material. Wi-Fi is literally blowing in the wind. You know, anything can happen once you blow something in the wind.
Yeah, what does fiber optic connection cost you up there?
I'm not sure. I gotta look. I'm just call a cable company and figure it out. See if I can get Wi-Fi without cable because I don't actually watch TV.
I don't know. They got Verizon cable out there.
Not
Now.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm
They got
not Wi-Fi.
fiber optic out in Brooklyn now, but you got to see, or Jersey.
Oh, I'm in Jersey, so whatever it is, it's probably not crazy expensive, but I'm gonna wind up switching this thing out now.
I'm paying $85 a month for fiber in
Oh.
Texas.
Yeah, that's a little high.
Nah, you're not gonna get it cheaper than that, bro. Trust me.
It's a little bit, but cost of living here is, I mean, it's not quite as much as in New York, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's going up. That's what people don't understand.
The city I'm in has one of the highest per capita income demographics in the country. So,
Well, you're having a lot of Californians moving into Texas, you know, because a blue state just ain't working out for them. So they got to come and bring the blue state to the red state to make everybody feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's actually what I think California is about. I actually think, well, it's about a few things, but I also think it's about getting them out of California so they could take their money and liberal ways and influence to other states to influence everyone else to vote, all the other people to vote liberal. So they could spend money to get liberal seats in all these red states.
Yeah. You notice liberals don't reproduce through like regular sexual methods for the most part. They reproduce through osmosis, like a virus or something.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
That's why they push for the Troon stuff, right?
That's why they got to
Yeah,
work
like
so hard to get into the schools. That's why they got to work so hard to get parents out of the home, so the kids are stuck at the school. That's why they even claim that the kids in the schools are their kids.
When you think about it, you actually have to be indoctrinated into liberalism. It takes years of public schooling to have a proper liberal outlook, because generally speaking, you would be something like a conservative, like cultural differences aside, you would be probably a far more conservative person. You're not going to believe in everybody's welcome and I should have everything free, or people should have things for free, right? Liberalism is something that has to really be soaked into you from an early age.
Yeah, I read an article written by Miss Little Hot Mess and somebody else, I forget their name. It's called In Defense of DQSH, Drag Queen Story Hour. They used the phrase introducing alternative modes of kinship. You know, like the uncle this or brother that, trying to situate themselves as these people's new family, which is setting groundwork to convince them that their old family, if they really love them, they're going to tell them no in reality and try and keep them in reality. And if this groundwork is set that they have some alternative mode of kinship, someone else that they can go to, it'll be easier for them to reject their family when their family tells them no.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want. But here's the thing, right? To believe liberal ideology, like, you have to completely suspend reality. That's the reason why it's mostly women who take all of that in, because they're most of their entire existence is suspending reality. Right?
Yeah, girls are very magical.
Right? Because
Yep,
hold
magical thinking.
on. Well, let me finish, right? We've created, the life for them to be magical, right? Men don't have that luxury. There's no, you get to be magical. Life will smack you back to reality every moment. But we've protected them from reality until they get to be magical. And now it has gone too far.
The good times making soft men.
What's up, fellas? Y'all already know what I'm gonna ask.
Hey, Dave.
Dave, nobody's worried about hiding the good-looking ones. I mean, I'm not going to begrudge you. I'm not going to be checking your basement, but it's not on my agenda.
Just asking, like, what's
I might come over. I might knock on your door with a case of Coronas every so often, but
Dave wants to know what's the skinny on the thick.
I'm not engaging in that activity outside of your house.
What's the guidelines here?
Dave probably he exploring business opportunities right now.
I've been thinking, like this is kind of like, I don't want to be bearer of good news or anything like that, but it's a lot of incels out there, man. All they got to do, you got to get out there quick before they get the best of the best of them.
What's so funny? I got this contract that we've been running the last couple of months, and I pick up at this one it's not a high end, it's a high end contract, but we picking up at this warehouse right in Jersey. You know how warehouse work is. It's all like Spanish. You don't even speak English except to the security guard for the most part. Like, that's usually how the warehouses operate, right? And so the last week or so, even before I started seeing videos about the ICE raids, I was laughing with my coworker. I'm like, bro, this place used to have a lot more people in it. Like, where the fuck did everybody go?
Be funny as hell, man.
Dead ass. I was in there like, yo, it's quiet in here now. It used to be a lot more bitches in here. They used to have like all these tables and people at workstations everywhere. Now this shit damn near a skeleton crew. What the fuck happened? Y'all good? Y'all all right?
Got to activate that Underground Railroad just for the prettiest of the prettiest, man. You know, I'm surprised Dirty ain't
Yeah,
up there.
they're not all beautiful, by the way, Dave. You know,
I know, that's why I'm up here to figure out what is the standards that's going to be enacted so that motherfuckers ain't going bogus.
Remember when y'all niggas kept condemning? Remember when y'all kept condemning me when I kept saying it's all about the tip of these niggas' dick, and y'all was like, no, it ain't never about that. What does it always come down to?
Yo,
Hey, man, you can hate all you want, man, but don't knock
What
on
does it
my door
always
like
come
this,
down
nigga.
to?
You know, I be trying to steer the conversation away from that a lot of time because there be deeper shit to talk about, but dudes can't get to that until they get one off real quick. Like that,
I
you
mean,
know.
like, this is a serious question, though. Like this is going to eventually
They-
pop
they-
up.
you know what it is, bro? Niggas never have post-nut clarity. That's what I'm learning about black men. There's never post-nut clarity.
I waited till 5 minutes.
Niggas be in a fog right after like it don't matter. Like there's never clarity, bro. That shit is terrible about
Literally
it.
waited till the 5-minute mark left on the stream, man. You got to give me credit for just saying, all right, man, let's just round it up.
No, because I didn't even open the link until just now. Like, nah, you was typing this shit in since you got here.
Oh, yeah, you saw me. My bad.
You came in the chat like, so what about these hoes, right? You know they need a place to stay,
It's a
right?
question. No, because I'm saying it, man. It just, looking a lot longer than shit. And I'm sitting over here thinking, like, well, shit, like, I got a couple of 2x4s in my nail gun. We can build an Anne Frank room. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
My man said, I got a whole case of air mattresses. I got them on a discount.
You heard that bird call in the earlier stream, didn't you? You heard that bird call.
Sometimes you gotta, I mean, you can't do that for everybody because some of these girls looking better than a lot of these niggas' baby mamas. So they always about this shit like that.
Told you, Hood. It's always about the box, bro. Nothing's ever more important for these niggas.
Yeah, SK got a point, man. It do sound like you
Listen. Are you going to make more money running illegals for the government or running illegals privately?
Oh, that's a good question.
Privately.
I don't know, man. That government
But
money,
see,
you gotta do
You start all these legal empires, there's gonna be half Latino.
Listen, government money always comes with benefits.
Real talk. Once they got your ACH and they make that first payment, they always gonna be like, "Hey, can you do this too?"
But
shit,
okay,
when you win, you win.
But you ask,
you can just start writing invoices once you get that government connect.
Well, you said where you're gonna make
some
more.
ice kickbacks, man. I gotta keep my own secret, man. I gotta be a secret Underground Railroad.
Listen, right? I tell you, I want to work for Tom Homan. Ain't nobody tell me where the application.
Yeah, I heard that $750 thing was a lie, man. Ain't no $750 ahead, man. They lying. You got to work. You got to get your money the regular way. Punch your clock 8 hours a day.
I ain't gonna lie, all his picks been bogus, but that dude Tom Homan, if there was a job that was like meant for a motherfucker, it's definitely him.
Do you know the history of Tom Homan, David?
Nah, I don't, man. But that motherfucker they asked him was like, "So is this gonna happen every day?" He was like, "Yes."
Wasn't Homan Border Patrol like since the 80s or something?
Bro, I think
deported people for Obama.
Bro, he was Obama's border guy for 8 years. He maybe not Clinton, but bro, he worked.
No, I'm asking. No, didn't he? I think he started out like he worked his way up. He was on the border. Like he didn't start out from an administrative level. He was like a cop.
No. I don't know if he was a cop. He may have been an administrative, at the Border Patrol, but then he worked his way up to the White House. But dude, he's worked for several presidents. Like he that's like Obama recommended him to Trump.
He looked like it, man. That's the only pick I say. Like, well, that kind of fit what the fuck you put him in. Like, that's the perfect pick. Not saying, you know, he tough, man, but shit, it's like, all right, it's a sheriff in town.
Midwest request. That's crazy. I don't know why StreamYards is hating on you right now.
StreamYards been tripping, man.
You're definitely.
All
You're
I'm saying is
definitely-
don't come over to my crib talking about can you get a plate once you see the operation. Don't be like, oh, let me get a plate of food while I'm here.
Nah, I want your address so I can turn you in. I want.
ain't nobody turning me in, man. We're gonna keep a low pro, boy.
I want to turn you in.
In and out.
I want all the kickback from turning all y'all in.
Listen, that's what you gotta do, Dave. You gotta rent you a nice little commercial establishment somewhere away from a lot of traffic, you know what I mean? And then just put some beds in that motherfucker. Get your paperwork right. Call it a nail salon.
It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward when I go into the Walmart and like having somebody getting all them damn tampons when they, you know. That's probably how they might catch me, man. I gotta figure this out.
Nigga, you so lazy, bro. Order that shit on Amazon and send it to a box, bro. See, you don't know how to do nothing. You need a fucking you need a criminal code, man. You need somebody who knows the way.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Help me out, man, with this Underground Railroad. Shit. I just need some shit.
So Mr. Holman, Mr. Holman, he say he ain't offering that $750 no more, man. And they lied to us again, man. So what about the wildfire cleanup? Is they offering any money over there?
Hell no. They tell them
America ain't shit.
See they shit, let alone giving them some.
Nah, you got to snitch on niggas for the love of the game. That's really what it is. That's what makes it real.
Man, forget that. Look,
listen. I think I might do it just for the love of the game. Like I just might see somebody and say something. But they say you got to actually, in order to really snitch on an illegal, you have to know their full name and address. So I'm like, damn.
That's some bull crap right there too, man.
I'm not trying to all ass. That's too much.
I'm with you, Hud. I do it for the love of the game, baby. Listen, right? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And what you can do for your country is see Juan Pablo over there and get the dollar. Get the
Not
dollar.
just Pablo, man. You gotta get the Africans, you gotta get the Indians, especially the Pajeets. You gotta get his couple of Pajeets up out of here.
E. Taylor says he was hands-on, boots on the ground. Because I'm pretty sure I saw some pictures of a young Tom Homan standing by his little Texas patrol car at the border. Like I vaguely remember this shit, so I can't say for a fact, but I'm pretty sure Tom Homan been out there since forever.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But I don't think he was like your run-of-the-mill border agent. He may have been like a sergeant or something. I don't know that he was run-of-the-mill.
I don't know what run-of-the-mill means, but I'm just saying he worked his way up from the bottom. He didn't start out like, in an office. He's actually he's arrested people in the street. You know what I mean?
He been there.
So Mr. Holman is a meritocracy based person that worked his way up and got the position that he earned.
Right. Classic American white man.
How much migrant box you think Tom Homan done had in his years?
How much what?
Migrant box.
I don't think any. I think he's you know what? His wife might be Chinese or some shit like that.
No, because it'd be funny. Guys like that be having a straight Mexican wife too, and they'd be fucking they be fucking arrested the Mexicans like they don't give a shit. They wife be at home baking them tacos. Like how many today? See,
Candyland going on, but.
Yeah, that should be funny. Cause like I think it's just a function of living in that region at the border or whatever. Like you just gonna meet a Mexican chick who fuck with you, and she don't give a shit if you lock up her cousin. He was bad anyway.
I was honestly, I ain't gonna even say it no more. I really the only reason why I came in saying that about hiding them is when you put up that picture of old girl in the car. You know what I'm saying? That pretty girl, and all I kept thinking was like, yeah, they talking all this shit, but if she not though,
she was bad though. I ain't even gonna lie.
For a month,
She was bad. Like, I wouldn't even be mad at you. I wouldn't snitch on you if I saw her in your basement. Like, I wouldn't even say nothing. I'd be like, she got a cousin. You stole two of them bitches. Like, what happened? What's the deal here? Like, 'cause she was bad for real. But see, that's how they get you, Dave. That's how they get you. You're gonna wake up without your kidneys. I'm gonna be knocking on that door forever.
Oh shit. You might be right, man. Yeah, that's KB.
I'm a little disappointed in you
I ain't
after
gonna
that.
stand
after
ever
that,
since I heard
comment,
John Gold. That white woman kept calling him a nigga and everything else like that. I was like, whoa, let me get the fuck out of here.
I'm a little disappointed, Hood. I might have to turn you in.
Hey, like I said, I'm just not gonna snitch on my neighbor. I have no plans to help anybody with any
Why
of
not,
this.
man? Why not? You don't want to get that money? You don't want to make America great again?
Well, no, it's not that, because then I gotta see Dave go to jail, and it's weird conflicting principles there.
I ain't doing that. America gonna have to
Is
make
there?
it
Because
Dave
Dave won't feel no conflicted principles when he's kicking in your door, waving the 4-4 with a ski mask on, calling himself a YN.
I got a couple of gualas down the street from me. I'm thinking about snitching on. I know they ain't got no papers.
No. Hold on. I want Hood to answer that.
See Hood over there talking to one now.
Yeah, Hood over there talking to one now, right?
I already know, man. Y'all been
step away
catching the
for a second.
context clues. He started off that other stream. He was playing some merengue like a motherfucker, happy as shit. I'm like,
That's the same stream we on right now, nigga.
oh damn.
It's the same shit. All I did was
I'm like,
cancel out.
something happened. Then he was like, this ice shit, man, it's really kicking up, man, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm like, I knew it.
Nah. The thing I was saying though, to answer American Man's question, it's like snitching on your homie versus snitching on some nameless, faceless immigrant, right? And then you combine the two, it's like, God damn it. Listen. I don't want to be the one to tell on you. You know what I mean? American Man might tell on you, but I don't want to be the one to tell.
I'm turning on you.
Shit.
I am an more pragmatist. If I see the opportunity to not only get some funds but make myself great, I'm taking it.
Because guess what?
I don't know, man. I think
When I
as this
pull
shit
up
Remember, it's no money. It's no money. It's strictly for the love of the game. That's why I believe American Man. He already called it. He's in it for the love of the game. He just want to practice his jump shot.
Listen, when I pull up in that 500, Dave ain't gonna have no problem calling his YN to pull that motherfucking gun out on me. Ain't gonna have no problem. I don't got that kind of loyalty, nigga. Get all them niggas up out of here. Right along with the illegals. I know the game.
I'm gonna tell Shawty hop out there and Frank room and go see American Man real quick.
Yeah, I don't feel nothing. I know the game.
Like, thank you, man. I'm not gonna say nothing about what you got going on.
You think that's your man's enough until you pull up in the 500. Then they got the YNs on your heels.
He gonna try the super trick to get my Anne Frank girl. What? I already know, man. I told you.
He want a Maria Frank. That's crazy. He trying to get him as a Mexican Anne Frank.
Shit, man. I'm telling you, that's what's finna start happening. Like, this shit sound good to me.
Maria Francisco.
Ramp up more, and you got the ones that's, it's a lot of old gang banging motherfuckers. It's like, fuck it, if I gotta go, we going out with a bang. And that's what I think they waiting in Chicago for, because they sitting there thinking like, well, if we go after some of these motherfuckers, man, we gotta come in. Damn it.
It sounds like one of these liberals gonna write a movie about this shit. My name is Maria Francisco. I am an illegal, undocumented immigrant. I have been hiding in a basement for 3 years now. This is my story.
I can see.
They're gonna make that movie.
They did for that Islam girl that got shot in the head for what's the name? So they're gonna do for them.
Yeah, I think that girl. They got a book about her. They be making the kids read that shit in school now.
Yeah, with Anne Frank. Yeah.
So
Well, not the Anne Frank. I'm talking about this Muslim girl that what's the name was just talking about.
Oh, the one that they blew up and shit, or tried to
Shot
blow
her.
up.
They shot her up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shot in the head.
Malala, or some shit.
Yeah. They don't play that feminism over there. Like, don't we try feminism these chicks over here. You're gonna ruin our women. I'm not even mad at them. I mean, they shot her. That was crazy, but don't be trying to feminism other people's women. That's some evil shit.
So have the liberals moved on from Palestine now because they got a new fight?
No, they mad about Palestine. They ain't never gonna let that go, but they just gotta take that L. I don't know what's gonna happen right now because everybody pretending it's a ceasefire, but there's never peace over there.
They could be fighting over that to that motherfucker to the end of time. Nigga.
It's like the Matrix, there are
As they're
levels
supposed to. It's biblical.
there's levels of existence they're willing to accept, you feel me? But they're never gonna stop fighting.
Yeah, real talk. That shit could be going on forever, boy.
No, I get that. I'm just asking the question: have the liberals marching and crying? Have they moved on from Palestine?
Well, they haven't been really. You notice this might be a truth, but I don't know how true it is. Once Black folks said that we're not participating anymore, I wonder how real that's gonna get. And then two, you notice because it was about Israel and all that. It wasn't a huge crowd, but the Israel protests were mostly like college campus stuff. It's not that big. It wasn't nowhere near like George Floyd big, right? And I wonder, as Black folks sit out a lot of this social movement stuff, will it just not really be that big of a thing? Because generally speaking, the world doesn't give a shit if weird-looking middle-class white people march down the street with their mask on complaining about something, right? You need a little bit of flavor in your protest movement, and that's what the Blacks provide. And I don't know if the protest movements are really going to pop without the Blacks.
Yeah,
Well,
it's always
you
that
call it-
element of whoa, this whole shit could go up in flames, right?
You call it flavor, I call it cover, but I guess it's the same thing, right?
It's the same thing, but I'm just using, colorful language. But it's the same shit, really. Like you need the nigga to provide cover is one way to look at it, because from that world standpoint, you need a villain and a hero, and then also, there's the charm and the charisma that Black folk are just sort of known to provide. So you're gonna get great media moments and all that shit. Where like white left-wing people aren't the most media friendly. You know what I mean? Nobody really likes to see them on TV. Like even Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg isn't really tolerable until AI came out and they started putting tits on her. Like until that shit happened, she was not tolerable whatsoever. But now AI Greta with big tits, that shit is all over the internet.
Well, no. See, here's the thing, right? When you don't have Black people there, you only have to hone in on what the whites do. And if they start honing in on what the whites do, then you get that picture of that white girl that was screaming at the baby. And how many of those can you get before people start worrying?
That was crazy. I saw that shit.
That was crazy.
Am I wrong though?
And you know who was the fucking cool head in that one? A random Black woman. She was like, "No, sis, like we don't even treat our babies like that." Like she was going ham. Like that shit was a wild image when you think about it.
Yeah, that's why I said when there's no Black people there, those are the images you get. Where they'll start punching babies in the face and all of that. Like, and you can't have too much of that on the news.
Well, plus name a protest movement that has been all white people.
What's that shit where they ran that march when they ran over that motherfucker, the far right march?
Do you see what I'm saying? Like without the Black people, the protest movement seems like it might not work the way it used to.
Without Black people, it always seems like the
They
feds.
thought they weren't gonna run them over. That motherfucker was like, zoom. Yeah, January 6th was pretty white, boy. They got rowdy as hell up in that motherfucker.
Listen. Without the niggas to be the crazy people, white folk left to their own devices will do unspeakable things, man. You have no idea what they're capable of. No niggas around to distract them.
You know what? You might have something there.
Yeah, you're right. Again, like I said, you get the images of that chick about to snuff out a baby.
Right, because when the black people like, yo, you going too far, it's like, okay, we really went too far, man. Like, we can't do that. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Seriously, like I'm trying to think about it. You really don't have white protest movements. Like they just won't let white folk really get their shit going, man. Somebody's afraid. That's what I think. I think somebody's scared.
No, I think it goes to 0 to 10. Like all of the rage with black protests that kind of go out.
Killdozer. It goes 0 to Killdozer. That's what happens. No, Dave, do you know what Killdozer is?
What's that?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't even know. That's what I mean. Like unspeakable acts of violence, bro. Killdozer was an amazing hero, and
oh, you talking about dude who rammed the gas in that one protest?
No. I mean a guy who built a nearly impenetrable bulldozer and went on a rampage because his local town just kept fucking with him. You know what? Let me not even say that because I forget the exact details. I just know he was a guy who was pushed to the extreme. He was ticked off to the highest level of ticktivity, and he decided he wanted to do something about it, and Killdozer was born. And this is what I'm saying: like your average black protest will never produce a Killdozer in a million simulations.
No, black protesters, we focus on property, and other people when they protest, they take their anger out on the people. That's what I've noticed. Like, I think the main reason why they hated BLM was it wasn't all the protests. It was the fact that it was really like a $5 billion come up from all the looting.
Well, if you notice, people have pointed this out years
Did
ago.
anybody
But
even die in that goddamn the whole thing? No, everybody was fucking looting.
after Occupy Wall Street, all the media went real race heavy because you started fucking with the money, and the money got afraid.
Yeah.
That's true because up until during Occupy Wall Street, there was no like, oh, you're black, oh, you're white, you're the problem. It was like, oh, those rich guys are really doing a number on us. And then Obama came out and did that
the TARP
whatchamacallit bullshit, and everybody turned to race.
And I remember I was in the city at the time, and it was a protest movement that didn't make you hate them. Unlike this BLM shit, like they were like unobtrusive. They were, hanging out in a little area that wasn't really killing anybody's day. It wasn't like any of this modern BLM in your face protests where like you're at a restaurant. Remember how it was COVID made people have to eat outside, and then now as you're eating outside, people are running up to you, harassing you, talking about all this Black Lives Matter shit while you're trying to have your fucking avocado toast. Like it was a whole different vibe between those two movements.
All BLM was the bat signal of when to loot. That's all it was. You knew whenever BLM was marching, hey, this is a good time to loot.
This nigga said when you try to have your avocado toast, I hate avocado toast with a passion.
I ain't never had. That's just
No, I hate it because it's poor people food, and I'm never gonna go out and pay $15 for fucking avocado and bread when I used to eat it for
speaking
$1.
on what David O'Clerc just said. Remember, I know he'll remember this. I think I saw it on his stream. Remember BLM when the black woman was saying, you know what? Let the black men fight their own fights. We're not gonna do none of this shit. We sitting down. And the very next day, Becky and them made protection circles around all the black men, and they was holding up signs saying, "Please don't shoot my future baby daddy." And from then on out, the black women came right back out there and said, "Oh no, fuck this shit. We got to take over this goddamn."
That's crazy. That's wild. I believe it too, because the whole thing is so funny.
That's the funny part. I do remember that.
I mean, it was one day and we not gonna do shit. And then that one day, boy, they looked and was like, whoa, okay, we gotta get back in charge of this shit.
Snow Bunny security taking over.
Nah, they thought they was. Here's the thing: they thought Becky hated black men as much as they did.
Yeah,
that's what happened. And when Becky was like, "Nah, we actually like getting blown out by them," Keisha was like, "Nah, you niggas can't know. We got to go back."
No, I had it right. Killdozer was on a righteous revenge mission because his town kept fucking with him. Because I don't really remember the story's details. I just know that he was like, okay, you know what? I got this bulldozer and I got to put a lot of concrete. He took a bulldozer and like cased it in concrete. And so it just became this impenetrable shield around the bulldozer. And they couldn't figure him out for a while. I think they wound up like blowing him up or something. Like they could not.
Man, that nigga took out half the town before they stopped him.
Yeah, like that guy was
I think
unstoppable.
he ran out of gas or some shit.
He might have. I forget. I gotta go read. I was watching it on Count Dankula. It was like years ago when I watched it because Count Dankula, he got that Mad Lads series, and he just finds all these interesting stories about shit people did back in the day. And I saw the Killdozer story on there one day, and I'm like, that is incredible.
Do you happen to know what it was that triggered that woman that was yelling at the baby? I mean, I saw the clip of her yelling at her.
I think it might have been an abortion protest. What kind of protest was it? I think they were actually it was an abortion protest, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I thought it had something to do with Trump.
Oh, so it could have been something the baby was wearing.
I mean, anything. Listen, if anything a baby is doing triggers you,
yeah,
there's like this bigger problems awry. I don't care what a baby has on. I'm not triggered into like wanting to harm them.
Yeah, that's probably why I never found out what it was, because it probably wasn't anything. Certainly not anything normal.
No,
what could a baby do?
You know how the protesters argue? The protesters argue with each other. I think the baby was on the wrong side of the protest. So like his mom was arguing with somebody, and then
the father was on the other side.
Father, right? So somebody's parent was in the argument, and they decided, well, I'm just going to yell at your baby. Which, God, like, please, people are so crazy. I hope that would never happen. Right, I would never put my kid in that situation. But at the same time, I would never do that to somebody's kid because I know how savagely I would respond if somebody were to do that to my kid. Like, it's crazy that you would even do that.
That's a fact. Because I'd have punched her right in the face and been like, yeah, this, like, you bugging, bitch. Like, you need to take a nap now. Like, you ain't going to start yelling.
Man, I'm still thinking about this, man. Maybe a 3-day stint. I know a month is risky, man, but I got a feeling, man, sometime in the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be like, God damn it, Selma Hayek talking about, hey, can you help me for maybe a week? Just, you have a spare room? I don't know, man. Shit.
Hey, man, I wish you the best, Dave.
I need a trap house, man. This is when you need that good old $25,000 piece of shit sitting somewhere.
$25,000. Oh man, see that's too much.
Yeah, with a hot plate and shit like that, man.
You're thinking too big. You got to figure out how to get you a spot in the projects.
Hey, you already know, boy. You already
All
know.
right, see, we can't trust Dave around the legal.
You can't put me in that situation. Like
Dave like Pookie in New Jack City. You can't trust him in the trap house with the illegals. He gonna fuck up the mission. But anyway, it's okay, Dave. It's okay, Dave. We'll find a job for you.
No, it's not okay, Dave. Don't listen to her story. It's not okay, Dave.
Fuck, it's a new Underground Railroad. 3-day stay. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cook. Drop off a little.
Midwest requested of our Rumble said you're gonna do some border BDSM role play.
I'm gonna spit up this goddamn cigarette.
Oh, so that's what happened. They fucked him legally out of his mechanic shop. He welded a coffin and he got stuck in a basement and he offed himself. He had a one-way ticket. Oh, okay. Concrete and steel was bulletproof. He ran it into a building with a basement and lost the track. He offed himself after. It took 2 days to torch into it. 2 days to cut through the goddamn concrete. Listen, Killdozer was such an epic story of American fuck everybody-ness. Like Americans are unique like that. Like they've relatively bred that spirit out of the Europeans. Like most of the people. Well, I was gonna say most of the people in Arab who have that fucking. I mean, most of the people in Europe who have that fucking spirit are the Arabs moving in. But the native European population has been basically bred down to like serfs and shit. It's like serfs and the elite or whatever. And all the rowdy Europeans got kicked out and moved to the Americas. And so now America was born in, listen, it's my shit. And I don't even want to have to pay you no money to have my own shit. So let's fight until somebody dies. And America's just been like that since forever. And Killdozer was living that spirit.
Yeah, Killdozer definitely had enough.
And then also, too, thank you to Midwest Request. He had another Rumble chat. He said the switch over to StreamYard doesn't carry over to Rumble. Google blocked it, but good show, though. Thank you all for supporting the show, by the way. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Thank you. We're gonna shut this down in a couple of minutes, but I did have fun tonight, man. Appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out, man.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry! You not like Hulk angry! Hulk no like fighting girls. No like fighting girls.
No, man, that's what I was saying before. Not Scragglers. This started from when he showed that pretty girl in danger. This conversation of what's the
You hear this nigga, Dave? This pretty girl in danger. This nigga simping. Oh man, we got to kick Dave out the whip. We got to kick Dave out the whip. It's a pretty girl in danger. Those are words I never want to hear. Pretty girl in. I know a nigga about to betray me when he talk like that.
Yeah, it didn't sound right, bro. That sounds dangerous, don't it?
Yo, that's a fact. Once a nigga say pretty girl in danger, you better off that nigga, because if not, your head is going off.
That's dangerous, boy.
Yeah, man. We kicking you out the whip on the highway. You lucky we wasn't driving over a bridge right now, man. I'm kicking you straight out this motherfucker.
Man, they talking, man, but I done seen plenty of niggas with everybody gone. Like, I don't know what he talking about. 3 days, Anne Frank. I got you.
3 days with Anne Frank.
Man, you ain't fooling me.
Dave ain't shit. Dave said, I just needed 3 days with Anne Frank. He wouldn't have wrote nothing in that diary. She'd have been happy. We getting out of here, man. We leaving this alone. Dave, you ain't shit. It was good to talk to you, though, but you really absolutely ain't shit for everything you said tonight and everything you intend to do with the illegal immigrants.
It was just joking, man.
Well, thanks for the show, Hood.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I will catch y'all later, man. Shout out to everybody still watching on YouTube. Shout out to the Rumble stream. We are shutting this thing down.
And
I might go live in a few minutes, young gentlemen. I will be breaking down the Pimp and Ken and the little group session he had with a well-known Trick. I'll tell you the Pimp versus the Trick versus the journalist. You know, I'm the journalist. You know, in this equation. But you doing anything tomorrow, Hood? Are we gonna have any random acts of blackness or any random fuckery?
I might do something tomorrow. I don't know. I can't promise it, but I'm working on a stream. I just don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the next day, but we'll see.
Okay, okay. Well, and until then, you know what I'm saying? Keep cooning and keep cooning alive.
We'll do. We'll do. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace, y'all.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.